Welcome, Jax.
Weekend at Bernie's is my favorite movie, and that man will come back.
Zach,
I-
Danny's starting the stream.
I was gonna introduce
Give me a
the
second,
stream,
hold on.
but then I mean I can't even begin now without getting overrun by movie references.
sorry.
Are you all right? You kind of look like Bono crossed with like Snorlax from Pokemon at the moment. Like, are you? Like,
That's the greatest compliment I've been ever given. I've ever was given that compliment. I don't want to kill myself right now. I swear.
Okay.
Pokemon Snorlax, really? Fuck you.
I mean, I don't know. What
I think
to
I
say.
look. I look bad.
No,
I look
no,
like a really out of shape John Carpenter.
You looking
He's still alive, right?
smooth. I don't know. You're looking like Jack Black, who's just landed a role in the new Mario movie.
Yes,
That's
he
right, baby.
did.
Call me Bowser, baby.
But he didn't land the role I thought he would land. I thought
Same
he'd
here.
be a Mario.
Yeah, you thought he'd be
But he's
a Mario.
Bowser.
That would have been interesting if they had multiple Marios or something, you know?
I see no reason why they don't have all the different
Go live,
worlds
Danny.
with Mario.
We are live. But yeah, I agree with well,
He's a great producer, people. He lets us know.
yeah, it's like not the only video game movie he's gonna be Claptrap as well, isn't he, in the Borderlands movie?
I didn't know that.
Trip.
He's landing all the video game roles.
Hold
Is
up.
Jack Black?
I mean, can't you spread the roles out for actors? Like, why does Jack Black get everything?
Well, especially if it's going to be a voice acting part, it's not too reliant on the facade, the face, the physical person. It'd be kind of cool if they did,
Were you trying to sound fancy and call his this
yeah.
area a
Let me take these-
facet?
Let me take these glasses off.
It's
so you
not
can
a
see how
facet thing you
red
need.
my eyes are.
Wow.
So who's Mario again? Oh, Chris Pratt's Mario, right?
And which is
Yes.
great.
That's not bad. That's good. I like that.
Is it? I mean, I like
I'm not
him,
against
but he's
it.
like, what is he not the lead in nowadays? That's like that. He's the Lego movie guy.
The
He's in the Jurassic
Luigi
Park movies.
role, I don't remember who it was that
Charlie
they cast
Day.
as Luigi.
Charlie Day from
Oh yeah,
It's Always
I
Sunny.
like Charlie Day a lot, but
Luigi's
he's
supposed
not
to
a
be
Luigi
taller.
character. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I
why
guess
would they
once
choose
again, this
him
is
for Luigi?
I'm being a sizist, but he just doesn't say it to me. I would rather had the it doesn't make any
Adam Driver.
Holy
Why not have
shit,
Adam
you just
Driver
knocked
as-
it out of the fucking park. I was gonna say the brother from Everybody Loves Raymond. Just because he's tall.
That was not good.
He's a good voice actor though. Dum Dum. Give me gum gum dum dum. He's in the Night at the Museum movies.
I mean, the question a lot of people are asking is why not just have Charles Mansonet do Mario? Like, why?
Well, it looks
Why
like he's
Charles
in it,
Manson.
right?
Yeah,
he's the original voice of Mario.
Yeah, he does. He voices Charles Martinet. I think that's his name.
Oh,
And
I've never heard of that person.
Well, he voices Mario.
He's never heard of you.
Yeah, he's probably never heard of you. Wow. He's voiced Mario since like 64, I think, has he? Mario 64.
1964.
Mario didn't even come out until
I know,
1980 something.
Danny,
I don't know, but you can't.
The video game Mario 64 on the Nintendo 64. Can we just be glad The Rock is not in it? Hello, Mowens. Hello, Dark Page. Hello, Shroomish.
I'm surprised. No, The Rock's gonna be in it. He's
Yeah.
gonna be like some cute cameo. I bet they're gonna have him in there. It's like Ryan Reynolds showing up in the
He'll be a
Hobbs and Shaw
Wampa.
movies. Yeah, exactly.
He'll be a Wampa like
He'll be-
Rock that.
Or it's gonna be like him and Ryan Reynolds, or like there'll be a cute cameo. I'm sure from The Rock. There's no way it's not gonna happen.
Wouldn't The Rock be an expensive guy to cameo in your movie? Like I don't think he charges. I don't know what his day rate is, but like, I'm surely you don't just have. The Rock
I gotta
cameo
be
in your
honest.
movie.
Now that I'm thinking about it, why? What's wrong with The Rock? He's got to be one of my 5 top favorite action actors in history.
I love The Rock. I've always
yeah.
liked The Rock, but
Especially if you're gonna say action, put him in that. Then yeah, he knocks it out of the park. He's definitely top 5.
Top probably 20 actors ever, maybe 50. Top 50 favorite actors.
Wow, that jumped up a little bit.
I
putting
mean,
it at 50.
once you open it up to not just action, The Rock's skills drops a little. I mean, he's amazing, better than I am. But I'm just saying, like, if you put it just action, like, we have Steven Seagal, obviously number 1 for everyone. Jean-Claude Van Damme. I'm just kidding. I don't know where they
He's
rank.
so far knocking it out of the park. You're totally right. Jean-Claude
Bruce
is number
Willis
2.
has got to be up in the top 5. You know what? Who do either of you have a confident top 5 action hero list?
Yeah, I think I could do it pretty easily.
Okay.
Okay, so I think you were totally wrong, obviously, with Steven Seagal being number 1. But I almost
I was
want to
kidding
humor.
about that. I don't
I
even
know, but
like
I want to
Steven
humor
Seagal.
and put. He's like number 6. He just missed the list on
Yeah.
mine. I'm so close. I was so hoping for Steven, but it didn't pay off. I'm going with number 1. Actually, I'm going to say is. Oh, it's tough. It's either Arnold or The Rock. I'm going The Rock because I think The Rock is actually a better actor. Sorry, talking to the mic. Uh, then I'm going to do Arnold because there's a lot of great films from him. Sylvester, Jason Statham,
I was gonna
and
say.
then
Jason-
I will. Then
Jason
I'm going to do
Statham.
Bruce Willis. Yeah, Bruce Willis because he's just like lost so much clout in the recent years of not giving a shit. Notice Nick Cage didn't make my list.
Oh, I forgot about Nick Cage.
I mean, is he
Yeah, I
really an
guess-
action star? He does. I'm going for like also like ones that seem to respect their physique, and that's why Seagal unfortunately comes in number 6. He has the body type of me. He's like Jack Black now. Just
Danny,
wanna
do you got
sit at
a top 5 action heroes? Somebody said Keanu Reeves in there, and I totally agree. Keanu Reeves has to be in there. Vin Diesel.
For what? Like though? Oh, yes.
What do you mean, The Matrix? What about
Yeah.
John Wick? Have you seen those movies?
That's the thing. That's all I can think of, and then I think of Knock Knock, and I think of really.
He's
not
also in
action.
maybe he's not in Chain Reaction. Johnny.
Yes, he
Mnemonic.
is. Chain Reaction is one of my faves. I just rewatched that actually. Johnny Mnemonic, but also those are interesting ones to consider action because one, Johnny Mnemonic, he's a bitch. He is a whiny little bitch in that movie. He's just constantly getting his ass kicked. It's the girl that's the badass in it. And then what was the other one? Chain Reaction, kind of similar. He's just the everyday, scientist. The genius scientist that's created quantum fusion or some sort of like nuclear fusion to create warmth or heat for the whole world, power free for everybody, and they're like, no.
Speed. I mean, we got who wrote that down? Moens did. Speed. I mean, that's a great action movie.
Yeah,
Not every action movie needs to have a hero that can lift a car. Sometimes an action hero is a guy that
Who has
can
the
be
heart.
next to you when he's telling you just to not go over 50.
Now here's the thing: what if they have both, James? What if they have a heart and they got muscle? Boo, boo,
Then you
boo,
got
boo.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
That's what we're talking about, and that's why he just tear Keanu in half.
Mm.
All right, but Danny's the official judge
I-
on this. What is the
I-
top 5?
Chuck Norris, Charles Bronson.
No, I wouldn't. No. Listen, I'm not an expert in movies, but if I was going to throw other names in just to be contradictory to yours, I agree with the suggestion in the chat of Jackie Chan. Like that's a pretty good one.
Yes.
Wesley
Mother
Snipes.
China, please send us money.
I used to love like all the
Wesley
different
Snipes.
stuff Wesley Snipes was in, like
Blade,
all the Blade
Demolition
movies and all
Man.
that stuff. Exactly. Yeah. So like, maybe
What was all that stuff? Can you name some other things besides Blade, please? Real
Was
quickly?
he Ricochet?
Passenger 57? Was that something you were going to say?
Yeah, exactly.
what's-
What about I don't know.
Oh, the one where he's in the parachuting movie, the high skydiving movie with Gary Busey. Gary Busey
Gary
jumps out of a
Busey.
building and just
Yeah.
face front into like a 18-wheeler because his chute doesn't go off. It's hilarious the way he dies. He's like, "Ah!" It's like, because that man got in a motorcycle accident. That's why he's so cool nowadays.
And the other thing I was going to say was, and it's kind of ridiculous that he's coming back for a new one, but what about Harrison Ford?
I've met Harrison Ford. I mean, when I say meet, I passed him on a street and exchanged glances only. He looks strange in person.
Okay, fair enough.
He's like the least action star that's been in an action movie, I feel like Indiana Jones, because that's like it, right?
That's
Maybe
incredible.
Star Wars?
No. Star Wars, Indiana
That's an action
Jones,
movie?
but he
We're
was
considering-
also really good in The Fugitive.
I mean, I'd call Star Wars action.
The Fugitive. That is a good film, I guess. Who killed
Hey.
my wife? It was a one-armed man. Spoiler alert. That'll be on the podcast.
What about Liam Neeson? What do you think of Liam Neeson?
If I have to watch
I
that
like
man try to
Liam
jump
Neeson.
over a fence for like 20 seconds in like one scene, no, thank you.
Okay, so there you go. So
Shawshank
there's
Redemption.
no point. There's no
Shawshank
point in
Redemption,
me
best
picking
action film ever.
a top 5 list,
We-
James, because if it's not Zach's list, it's wrong. So it's fine.
That's not
But we
true.
really enjoy shitting on your ideas, Danny.
Yeah.
So, but
That's
unfortunately, you
true.
picked some good ones. Let me just make sure I got this list
Yeah.
right. It was Jackie Chan, number 1. Wesley Snipes, number 2. Then it was Harrison Ford, number 3. And then...
I wasn't putting them in any particular order, but yeah.
Oh my god, you weren't putting them in order?
I hadn't really given the thought of putting them in any particular order. But
Well, do it. We did it.
But I'd have to give it to
I'm gonna go get a glass of water. Do it.
I look. I mean, I don't really care enough about like Clint Eastwood and Harrison Ford and Liam Neeson to put them in any particular order. I don't know. And everything's subjective, right? So like these are just the people like in films that I've happened to have enjoyed. Wesley Snipes I threw in there as well, but like I've not put them in a particular order.
Right.
But I like The Rock. You know, so like I think that was a good choice. I like a lot of you know, I like Jason Statham. I like all these names that Zach put out. So I don't really want to. I don't know enough to make a top 5 list. I'm not doing your freaking Zach and whatever you call it. No. Podcast.
Have I ever told you the story? And this is while Zach's gone. In 2016, I wrote a murder mystery show that we toured doing the country, and it was the inspiration was they wanted an Oscar party murder mystery, so we wrote it, and then we continued after performing that show for like a whole year running that show, and we wrote it to be that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was the murderer. And our whole like thing that we wrote was because at the beginning of the show, the Tooth Fairy's killed, and we have all these clues around and stuff. And it turns out that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson killed the Tooth Fairy because the Tooth Fairy was supposed to coach him on like how to be a good actor in the movie The Tooth Fairy. So we had written this whole thing out thinking the Tooth Fairy, which I had never seen, but was like a bust, like it was a bad movie. So at the end, when we're making our final clues for the show, we're getting like the box office numbers. The Tooth Fairy made more money than like all the movies that year combined. Like it was hundreds of millions of dollars. And the movie that won that year was I think called like Crazy Heart maybe. And it got the best movie, or maybe it got best actor, whatever it was. And that movie made like $1 million, like 1 million. And then we were trying to say that like the Tooth Fairy movie was a bust because that's why The Rock murdered the Tooth Fairy. And the Tooth Fairy made hundreds of millions of dollars. So last minute, as we're trying to get ready for this show, we're realizing these numbers don't add up. So I make a formula called star power. It's X plus Y equals something else. So it's like star power times something. And basically it was a list of awful movies that might have made a lot of money, but failed expectations or something. I don't know. But yeah, the Tooth Fairy, I still haven't seen, but made more money than almost anything you can imagine.
I guess there's a reason why studios like to make U-rated, like family-friendly movies, right? They just,
I guess so,
make all the money. I don't know a lot about movies, the movie industry. I'm not Hollywood like you boys, but
yeah, Hollywood here in Hawaii.
Very Hollywood. Hey, Hawaii's more Hollywood than Manchester, so I wouldn't. You know,
it's true. We have the Hawaii 5-0 and the Magnum PIs.
You've got the
Jurassic Parks. We get the Jurassic Parks.
Kamikaze is maybe more Bollywood than Hollywood.
Bollywood.
Now, okay. Bollywood movies. Now, that's an exciting topic. There are some really.
Wait, so what were your last two that you picked after Harrison Ford?
I think we're still missing one. I think Clint Eastwood was here.
Yeah, Clint Eastwood, and then Wesley Snipes was in there as well. So you got Jackie Chan as well.
All right, Clint Eastwood's actually, as much as I hate to, I don't really like Clint Eastwood, but he is a good action hero.
I was just throwing some different alternatives out of like.
Yeah, that's a pretty good alternative. I mean, those Dirty Harry movies, I haven't seen them in a long time, but they were. I remember them being incredible.
I think there's one that Morgan and I were discussing that he has an issue with, but yeah, they're all really good. Did I fire?
Shall we start with some? Should we start with some fan mail?
We should probably do some, unless we have any announcements. I don't know if we do. Do you want to?
I don't have any announcements.
You should plug your movie podcast, Zach, because you've just been talking about movies for the last 40 minutes. So,
yeah, check out Zach and Mo. It's somewhere.
It's zachandmo.buzzsprout.com or something along those lines.
I haven't really put anything into buying a domain yet.
Oh, we bought 3, didn't we? Or 4. We've got a lot of domains. We just haven't set any.
Just not using them, not utilizing them as GameFront does.
We're getting there. Anyway, all right, let's do some fan mail. We've got a lot of fan mail to do.
Is there going to be an episode behind the Patreon already?
Not that I'm aware of, but we can look at it.
Okay, and that's up to his call. But one of the episodes is very not cool, and that was my fault.
Yeah, moving on. All right, intro time. All right, exciting news. We had 2 episodes of Dark Souls 3 this week, so we've bookended it. So we kick off with Dark Souls 71, and then at the end we'll do Dark Souls 372. So let's get right in with Pelagius. He's got like a nice big comment here. He's got like Sword +6 versus Medea. I mean, if you're trying to train for an SL1 no upgrades challenge run, it's fine. But if you're trying to kill Medea, what the fuck, James? What the fuck? Other than that, idea was to swap out every ring that causes you to take more damage and use something decent like Havel's Ring +3, or Life Ring, or Stone Plate +3, or Estus Ring. So you have maximum defense, life recovery, and such. So you, at the very least, can last longer. A bit like a Duracell battery. Instead, you decide to use Roll Ring that causes you to take more damage. There's inventory management, and there's James inventory management. Sorry, James, this is kind of roasting you a bit. I shouldn't be...
That one's really burning me.
You should be like in a throne right now, so while we're roasting you, makes sense.
You should do the roast of James Heaney. Like, we should just formalize this. Former organized
inventory. The line would never end.
Organized inventory, so you only have stuff you need. Min-max armor and rings, set up the consumables for the specific encounter. Jim, on the other hand, consistently inconsistent, flailing about the inventory, trying to find the magic solution to all problems at once that fail 99.9% of the time, and the 0.1% when it does work, it's just you for once doing a decent job on your basic skills. And then Kamikaze chips in with the "Damn it, Jim," which is a reference to
Star Trek.
Yeah. Wow. I'm surprised.
I gotta be honest.
You got
say
that.
which character. Say which character though.
The guy that has the visor around his eyes.
Nailed it.
That sounds like what he would say. Damn it, Jim.
Yeah.
Why? Well, I have no words. I have
so
no words
weird
to
to think Geordie LaForge would be saying, "Damn it, Jim." LeVar Burton. Damn it, Jim. Reading Rainbow.
I'm genuinely more like, I feel like Zach when I talk about movies. Like, I just feel so upset about this. We need to make you watch Star Trek.
No.
I actually have always wanted to see Star Trek, which is ironic because you can see it very easily if you just turn it on, right?
Or just look up into the sky.
Well,
you can trek into the stars, man.
It's only been in syndication for the best part of 6 decades. I can understand how you've probably not caught it at this point.
And it's like on every streaming service.
Yeah, it's only everywhere, literally everywhere in the world ever.
Well, the problem is I don't know what's wrong with my brain, but I need to start at the beginning of things. So I want to watch season 1, episode 1 of Star Trek, and then I want to go through the whole thing. But I need to watch that. I need to watch with somebody else. I also don't like watching things by myself. And nobody wants to watch from the beginning to the end.
The end to the beginning. The beginning to the end. You'd come across the Damn It Jim sooner than you'd think if you thought Geordie LaForge was the one who saw it.
Yeah, you'd probably come across Damn It Jim in episode 1 of series 1 of the original.
No.
You won't.
No.
Well, maybe not.
In the first episode?
Well,
we're talking about the unaired one?
I was going to say you including the pilot. Maybe not, but
how are the original episodes? Are they 30 minutes?
Like the first one might be almost 40.
Yeah, maybe they're about 40, 45 when you don't consider commercial breaks. Yeah,
They were hour-long episodes.
they were never an hour. They were never an hour.
I mean, with commercials. This is just
yeah. So
talk,
they're
okay?
they're in an hour time slot with commercials. Yeah.
I'm sorry, 42, 45 minutes. I got you.
Although I feel like the original series episodes were a little bit shorter for some reason.
Well, you had to throw in those cigarette commercials. Smoke Mortons.
Jesus. Made with the finest asbestos filters.
All right,
Tobacco that makes your baby strong.
Kamikaze says, picture this. Celebrity deathmatch equals Morgan Vegan Memory versus Big Brain Heaney Man.
I think that's a genius idea, frankly. Do you not remember Celebrity Deathmatch?
Oh, I loved Celebrity Deathmatch. I just
They
don't
tried
know.
to reboot it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did that go well? I'm guessing
Nope.
not. No.
I feel like there's no reason to reboot Celebrity Deathmatch now that there's the epic rap battles of history. I mean, just make them rap battle.
Right. I was going to say it's a more tasteful way of doing what it was, because if you do remember Celebrity Deathmatch, it was not tasteful.
Very distasteful. But you know what I liked about it?
Very
Let's
not
say
PC.
one thing we like about it. I loved the claymation. I wish there was a brand new Clay Fighters. Because while Clay Fighters 1 was good for its time, it lacked like depth in the fighting.
Yeah.
And the Clay Fighters 64, it also lacked. It was a great concept visually, but they never executed it great. I think the NetherRealm studio should do a brand new Clay Fighter game.
That'd be kind of cool. Or just have some DLC in Mortal Kombat that is those
Just
guys.
like make all those characters Clay Fighters.
Yeah. Or that
That'd be
mode
cool.
like that or something. I don't know. That's kind of a cool thing. Yeah, because I was thinking, wasn't there another Clay game? I guess maybe the Rampage game kind of looked clay animated or whatever, claymation, but
I don't remember the name of it, but there was a game recently which was a platformer which was basically made using claymation. A little bit like
Supra or something.
Yeah, something like it was a little bit like how Cuphead was like hand drawn animation. It was kind of done by Captain.
I know what you're talking about. I haven't played it though. It looked cool.
Yeah, it looked really cool, and the idea of a fighting game with that kind of aesthetic would be an interesting thing. But yeah, I agree with Zach. Like things like a Celebrity Deathmatch probably belong in the late '90s where they belong.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because like, you know what, James, you and I've always talked about that movie Freaked.
I loved that.
Speaking of Keanu Reeves, I mean, not that people really notice.
Oh yeah, I forgot
it,
he was in that. Wasn't he the dog character?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
The dog character was because the guy who played Bill from Bill and Ted was the lead
Alex
freak.
Something I can't think of his last name right now. Winters, I think. Yeah, he played the lead, or not the lead freak. He was the guy who then got turned, right? Because he was like the
and they had a
actor.
really cool Butthole Surfer music. What was like the title song, and there was claymation.
It's not Butthole
Surfers.
In that movie. It's not Butthole Surfers.
It's not.
No, and it's Henry Rollins is like screaming in the background of the song. I cannot think of what it's called. You can find that on YouTube pretty easily. The whole movie.
I guess in my memory that was always the Butthole Surfers. I guess I got to look it up.
Yeah.
Sorry,
we originally conceived as a low-budget horror film featuring the band Butthole Surfers. Oh. So they were originally going to be in the movie? Trippy.
I'll have to check that out again.
Yeah, you should look up the history of Alex Winters and stuff, because you'd be like surprised of like the MTV times that like when...
happening right now.
Beavis and Butthead Do America is probably one of my favorite animated films from back then. I don't know why. I don't know why, but yeah.
Did you hear?
I think we might have gone down on Twitch.
Oh really? I'm not seeing any errors on my end.
Let's see.
If
I see somebody
people,
say the last person was Moen saying Twitch please, and then the Dark Genius says oh dear, and then Kamikaze says I guess James got his wish, which I don't. Do people think I wish these to end? I just wish that we would go efficiently.
It looks like it
through.
might be popping back
Do
up.
people think I wish it
these
lives?
to
Oh, it must be
end.
back. But I just
back
wish
on.
that we would go efficiently.
It looks like it might be popping back
Do
up.
people think I
got it.
wish?
Now people get yeah.
People think I wish.
Now people get yeah. If people can hear us and you're having trouble with Twitch,
Kamikaze says it's back.
yeah. Or you can also just decant to youtube.com/gamefront. We're sort of We're,
Yeah.
what they
You
call
know what, Danny?
simulcasting,
Don't force
whatever.
people into doing YouTube stuff like in some clever way that you're like, oh, Twitch
Well,
went down. Well, you could just go to youtube.com.
I'm just why not? Because if one's working and the other isn't, Zach, that's just called being
Dude,
contingent.
why would you support the evil empire that is Google, man?
Because one's working and the other isn't.
Oh, that's how it works.
Amen.
It's true. Hold on, let me go open a box I just got from Amazon.
Kamikaze Ice, 9 minutes and 10 seconds. Morgan telling James that Dex doesn't increase casting speed. I know others and myself have mentioned this before, but I doubt Heaney remembers. Pepperidge Farm remembers. There are rings that boost cast speed, so you don't need to hit 50 Dex to have capped cast speed. For example, effectively the Sage Ring +2 adds +40 Dex for casting only.
Wow.
Pepperidge Farm
Plus 40 decks. That's pretty good.
Pepperidge Farm always remembers.
But here's an argument. A lot of that, I'm trying to remember what casting I was trying to do, but casting is not, and I might be wrong, but I don't believe faith casting is the same as spell casting, and I don't believe pyromancy is the same as casting, because in my experience, when I'd use those things to change that kind of casting, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't extend spell casting when you have that other one. So I don't know for sure if that information helps or not.
50 Dex is casting speed cap, says Kamikaze Ice, and then he's just followed up with casting speed affects them all. Silly, you are wrong.
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 Was that your Trump? Because that's a bad Trump.
I guess I'm wrong.
I think Kamikaze Ice has just said you might be confusing casting speed with casting length.
Yeah, I was thinking, because if casting length and casting speed use the same word casting, I would think that it's a universal rule between them.
Yes, I treat my penis the same way. It is very speedy, so its length must be just as good.
All right.
But anyway, 26 minutes and 25 seconds. Small.
I am dying alone.
I'm not sure what that means. Small boners? Small boners? Small
I know
boners.
what it means when you say it, Danny. I can tell.
Yeah.
You must have an issue. Okay, so that means when you have a small boner, you must have a Danny D.
All right. So Kamikaze says, Morgan, keep telling the story of the wedding. James, it's not fun when I'm dying. Yeah, that's that. The problem was I was trying to tell Morgan a story about the wedding that I had officiated, and pretty much did the wedding planning, tech, emceed, audio, like everything you could ask for from a human being to work a wedding. I did.
Yeah, I like how you.
I also kissed the bride. I kissed the groom.
You stopped yourself.
I'm now married to them.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you officiate that one as well? Is that the one from the other week? Or is that?
Yeah.
Oh, right. So you actually officiated it as well as doing everything else?
Yeah, it was insane. It was insane. I don't even know if I ever got to tell the story because I was fighting Mitter. But when I got there, the first day on the wedding, it was at a venue that has like concerts at it. So they have like a whole they do music events in Davenport, Iowa at this place. But on day of wedding, I was there like 10 minutes before everybody was supposed to get there to do like the setup and get ready. And there was no sound person until the exact time everybody was supposed to show up, which is not late. But they tried plugging the amps in, and the first one, like, they couldn't get any power. And then they plugged into another outlet outside and couldn't get any more power. So then she's like, the cord must be wrong. So she goes in, she gets another cord. Now it's like 15 minutes past. It's like 15 minutes before the audience, if that's what you call a wedding, is supposed to arrive. And she's going back inside upstairs this building, comes out like 15 minutes before we're supposed to let people sit down, and puts another cord into the like PA system, is what you'd call it, like an outdoor PA system. No power working. And I say to her, I said, well, why don't I give it? Are you sure those outlets out here are working? And she's like, yeah, these outlets, we use these all the time. And she goes in and she gets a third cord, and still no power is coming out of these things. And I'm like, well, I know, like, let me just see if my laptop gets power for them. And she's like, we use these outside all the time. Plug in my laptop and there's no charge to the battery. And I'm like, well, okay, well, it's not giving me power. And she's like, oh, that's crazy. So now it's time, and people have showed up for the wedding and they're sitting down, and we have no speakers and no sound. And they have to, because all the power outside's off and they don't know how to turn it on. So they have to they daisy chain like 6 extension cords from inside and upstairs in this building to come outside. And so now we have power at the wedding, but it's the time the wedding's supposed to start, and we've just now gotten power. And I won't tell any more of the story, but that's how insane it was. Well, here's the other part of the story. So once we finally do start the wedding, the audio person, when the wedding's over, I'm the last person because I'm the officiant. I'm up on the stage. Everybody's gone. I turn around. The audio person's gone, and it's some lady that's the manager of the place, and she's like, yeah, that person had a show. She had to leave. Yeah.
It's like phasmophobia in the end.
It's
And the ghost got me.
Do you know what's phenomenal? I'm just thinking of like this poor couple who were like, we need to organize our wedding. We're going to need a caterer. We're going to need, a band. We're going to need someone to officiate. We're going to need someone to like do all the tech. And they're like, why don't we just hire James to do everything? And it's like, how did that come about? Was this just like?
I don't know, Danny. They didn't expect
Crazy.
me to be doing the sound. Here's what they expected.
Real
They
quickly,
were supposed
Danny,
to
can you
do
move your mouse? Because you're going to give someone an epileptic seizure
Oh.
the way you got that freaking out right
Yes.
now.
Oh, I didn't realize that was flickering. Sorry.
The wedding was supposed to be a year ago, but it got canceled because of COVID. So then they had to redo everything, and I guess I don't know what, they were trying to save some money.
The relationship.
They're trying to save the relationship. So the flowers, all of the flowers that was at the wedding,
Did
the
you hand pick them
bride,
yourself?
the bride's, not handmade. What do you call the bride's like number one friend? They
Bridesmaid?
The
Or
bridesmaid.
first-
Is it the matron of honor? Is that what the best man?
Maid of honor, yeah.
Maid of honor. That's what it
Matron.
is.
The matron of honor. Matron. Oh, matron.
Yes. But anyways,
Matador
that
of honor.
the dama matron of honor grew all the flowers for them. They grew the flowers and cut the flowers together. The bridesmaids all decorated the venue. Like everything was done by the guests. It was insane.
Except for you.
Well,
were
I
fired.
mean, I'm their friend also. I was
Oh.
not paid. I was like, it was somebody I toured with in comedy, and I did
but the woman
officiating.
that bounced was a friend or was paid.
The woman that bounced was the sound person from the venue that they were having the wedding. So that person was paid, and she left before even the ceremony was over. And then I had to do then I was in charge of the whole cocktail party and like the dinner and everything, getting the sound, and nobody
You had
at
to
the
cook all
building.
the food?
No, I did. Okay, they did have somebody cook food also,
Okay, the dinner you just had to.
but I had to do the sound for the music because like all the dances. Well, it shouldn't be about this. I shouldn't tell this story again, but basically it was a nightmare. Because the people that were running the venue, the River Music Experience in Davenport, Iowa, the only
Name
person
drop.
that knew how to... What? Name
Just
I
name
don't care.
check them. That's fine. Go on.
Yeah, that's them. If you live in Davenport, don't have a wedding there because they will have the only person that knows how to use their expensive sound equipment will be gone before your event begins. And then it's you, and you're lucky that you happen to tour with people that do sound at colleges, so we were able to do it, barely.
People are just calling you, James, we need you out here. Please come and officiate our wedding. Look, man, I get it. You're at Davenport. This is a shit show. I'm on the way. Just book me a first class ticket and I'll do it all. I'll do the dinner. I got some jokes. Do you guys like jokes?
Oh God! He just puts his hand down his trunk. It's the fucking peanut butter.
No. No.
I just need to make a request on the dinner menu. There is no chocolate or peanut butter. It kind of steals from the thunder I'm gonna bring. The real chutzpah.
Oh my God! I
am doing stand-up tomorrow night. Maybe I'll try that act tomorrow. I'm doing stand-up tomorrow night. It's only an open mic, but I'm doing it nonetheless.
Never do that bit, James. Never do that bit.
Hey, I mean, everybody seems to think it's so funny. Let's see how it goes live.
Yeah, it's time to put your money where your mouth is.
I think it's funny. I think the concept is funny, but not for the reasons you think it might be.
Well, it's just like the Aristocats. Or wait, no, Aristocrats. Aristocats is a different thing. Man, was that a bad choice for a movie?
You know what? I'm just gonna try.
Are we doing the intro again?
No. People are asking about Dark Souls 2. So the reason why we haven't done Dark Souls 2 for a while is because, as people have alluded to, the internet's not been good, and because it uses Parsec for them to play together. So Morgan can control it, and Morgan's been playing on a 56k modem or whatever he's rocking at the moment. That's kind of why it's fallen by the wayside. But
I guess Morgan uses a hotspot, and in theory, the hotspot has a good speed. But allegedly, what's happened is they are throttling him to 4G after he uses so much. So 4G connection's not good enough.
Yes.
But Morgan should be coming here today at 2 p.m. So we should be able to get some recordings of that done.
That's exciting.
Yeah. That answers Mauan's follow-up. So yes, plans are afoot for Dark Souls.
But just going forward, if this happens again, hear me out. Just as a GameFront idea, you guys parsec to Danny's computer. You play Dark Souls 2 through his computer. Hear me out. Then you parsec through that one to my computer. Hear me out. Then you capture it. Hear me out through my Xbox. Hear me out. Original Xbox. Hold on. I'm not done yet. I have a PS2, unfortunately, that's hooked up to the Xbox, which makes the PS2 controllers work on the Xbox. Hear me out. Original PS controllers. So it's the PS2, but I do not like the extra analog. Or any analog sticks, to be fair. The original one, just give me the directional pad. Hear me out. I then hook up a Nintendo 64 controller. Hear me out. Another Nintendo 64 controller. Now you have your analog sticks if you need them. You use those, hear me out, through the GameCube that I have hooked up. Is it working? No, it is hooked up. Hear me out. That's all I got.
Can we take that offline?
I lost you. Yeah.
Okay. Well, hear me out. I think I have a good idea.
Let's take
something in the back burner.
Let's take it offline. Yeah. No,
all right. Let's start crushing some of these. These things
we got like 5 videos to get through
Kamikaze
this week. So
Go.
So
4810, Morgan's camera goes to a lower frame rate, which makes it look like he's zooming, lubing, tubing, or an old ass FMV game. Reminds me of scenes from the game Commander Blood, which I've never heard of. For some reason, 1994 space adventure game. That just goes back to the problems we're having with the internet. So yeah, Kamikaze Ice, pity party for Heaney Pants, pity party for Heaney Pants, going once, going twice. Yeah, I think I deserve pity, and I would go to that party. Dangerous. Okay, I'm with trying the other bosses next episode. Midir is probably the ancient dragon of DS3, so it might be another 8 years before James beats him. Oh, it hurts to see that written down. Then we have, is this a reply to something else? Zach is a real boy? Gentle Lentil?
No, it's just completely out of context.
Oh yeah, no, just because he has adventure bits still.
Oh
Oh.
yeah. Well, I'm working.
Oh,
on
do
it.
you guys know? Do you guys know anything about that? I wonder what happened to that channel. I feel like some conglomerate came in and
Top commenter
Corporate. They got
received
bought
one
out,
of the.
and then they got a cease and desist, and they weren't allowed to do any more videos.
What?
oh, poor
How-
guys, man. That's rough.
How has this guy achieved this top commenter sort of thing?
Respect him. Respect him. Respect this man.
Majoran Thunder enjoyed the story. For real, was super entertaining. I assume that's the wedding story.
The wedding
Dude,
story, which I
fine, I wish
almost
you were
pulled a
super
full second
commenter.
time, but I left a lot out.
No, super
There was a
commenter
lot of
like me.
parts to that story I didn't tell a second
You guys
time.
notice that super commenter down there? Pretty sick.
Spartan 31590. I think, and I agree with this, I think your computer problems are because you didn't install Windows on every single hard drive.
Yeah.
Are you using
I
Windows
think
11?
you're right.
Yeah, have you used
I'm using in Windows, just Windows 10, but installed on only one drive is the problem.
Yeah.
when you install Windows 11, just as a heads up, that means the new version of Windows, which is the 11th version of, not install it on 11 hard drives. Just in case you got confused when the
Come
update
on.
comes.
Are you sure that Windows doesn't work better? Because if you have extra
that?
drives, don't you think it would Windows would access that info faster if it was installed on all the drives?
No, it'd be the other way, huh?
Okay, my mistake.
Uh,
Ralph Murphy says,
I think I
"Are
can make
we
a pretty good
entertained?"
gang sign for ADB. ADB. No, wait. No, I
Yeah.
can't do it. Never mind.
I don't know what you've done, Zach, but the chat are now sort of like crying for the downfall of GameFront and want adventure bits to rise again. So cheers for that.
You're welcome.
Nick says, "Holy crap, what a shit show that wedding must have been. Instead of sitting in silence for 30 minutes, you should have regaled them with your rendition of I Took an Arrow to the Knee."
Oh, that would have
LOL,
been good.
Holy crap, I'm dying here. Yeah, I mean, I would have. The problem was because what they're referencing is the 30 minutes of silence. Everybody left the wedding and then they went to where the party was, the after party where there's supposed to be cocktails.
In your
In
pants.
the room, cocktails in my pants. There was no music playing. It was just silence.
Here's a
Because the speakers weren't hooked up to they just weren't working. So I would have given them that, but I would have had to sing it from mouth, and there was over 100 people there. And I used all 30 minutes to get the tech working, and I eventually was able to get the music to come out the speakers. Thank God. I don't know what would have happened if we just never had music the rest of their night. What
Imagine
an
if you had
awful
the
wedding
music
that would
come
have
out as something else. Okay, if I open up the fridge door, this is gonna freak you guys out. But whoa.
Okay, everybody, I want you to install Discord on your phones, and I'm going to stream music to a channel, and you just have it on your
Who
own
has
speaker
earbuds?
at your table.
Who has AirBuds or AirPods or
I
whatever
don't.
they're called?
I don't.
No. I just have to throw in something. I remember at an 8th grade, my brother's 8th grade graduation, a group of friends of mine, we were playing music together and we learned one song. It was Blink-182, M&M's. And basically we played it for the 8th grade graduation, and they were actually having the band Pepper. I don't know if you guys know the band named Pepper.
I mean, when
Sim-
Salt...
Yeah, she left. She was a little salty about it.
Uh-huh.
Okay, anyway, we played the song M&M's 3 times back to back because once the band showed up, we were so like mesmerized, and the guy's like, "Hey, play a song for us." And we were like, "Cool." We only
So
know
you just
one.
played the same one over and over again.
Yeah, so embarrassing now to think about it. Like,
That's terrible.
the fact that they humored us was like, "Yeah, nice job on the bass." Not to me, obviously. I was terrible on the guitar, but the bass player was good. So anyway, if you look up the band named Pepper, they actually have some, they're cool local bands. So at that age, I was pretty like,
I don't understand why. I
Starstruck?
mean, asking you to play another song, and you playing that song again.
yeah.
How did the third render? Like, why did that happen for a third time? Like, why would they? What?
Well,
Did they-
and by third time, you know what? It was just that we just continued playing the same song. We made it longer, is I guess the way to
So
put
it's
it.
3 times as long as it should be.
I should not have. Yeah, it's so embarrassing.
All right, so Nick Honley says, "Okay, wait. You were not responsible for the sound. Then later you claim you were the effing DJ. James, you make me feel like I'm taking crazy pill." He is 100%. Okay, so
I mean, I would have
Here's what
thought
happened.
as the DJ. I mean, it's not your fault there was no power. So I'm understanding that.
So here's the truth. Let me explain it in a really simple way now. The DJ, there was no DJ. They had a Spotify playlist for their music, and they didn't want anything changed. So all they needed was somebody with this laptop of theirs, not my own, plugged in. They wanted you to start the cocktail hour music, and then once the cocktail hour was over, there was the wedding party entrance music, and I just had to change the list to go to that. And then once the wedding party had entered already, then there was two playlists. The first one for the wedding that was just like dances and stuff, and then there was a second one. All I was supposed to do is push play on the laptop. And when I showed it to the sound person that was there before the wedding started, she showed me a plug and she said, just plug this into your laptop and it'll come through the speakers. When I went up after the wedding and plugged it in, no sound was coming out of there. And the only people there was the manager of the building who didn't know sound. She was just some woman that, like, I guess was the manager.
I'm just here to manage this building. I am.
She managed people. And then there was a bartender, but the bartender was serving, 100 people had just walked in for free drinks at a cocktail party. And he's like talking to me on the side. He's like, yeah, I have a stereo at home that I set up with music that comes through it. So I could probably help you. Just let me serve everyone first.
Can I just clarify? So you've got a party of 100 people. And
it was probably like 200 people. It was
200 people. And one bartender.
Yeah, and one bartender. I think it was actually
okay.
The bartender also the manager. While the manager wasn't good at sound, the manager was helping him serve drinks.
I can't manage your sound problem.
But she said she didn't know anything about sound. Yeah, it was unreal.
Unreal's
a great description.
Did she know anything about serving drinks? Like, I mean, you can't...
She did seem to know about serving drinks. She didn't seem like she was
definitely knew how to drink
serving drinks.
I just can't believe that not only is there one barman on his own trying to serve 200 people, but James is then taking his time to ask him about audio technical issues.
For the record, I was never asking him about it. I was asking the general manager of the building who was helping him. And while I was asking her, the bartender was like, I've got a stereo at home that I set up with, like, my laptop.
And I was like, the stereo back in the 80s.
I've got set up at home, man. Like,
so I wasn't about to wait for him to finish serving everybody before. But luckily there was because I toured with the guy that was getting the groom of the wedding. And everybody in his wedding party were people that he toured with. So there was tons of people that go out to colleges and do audio at colleges. So we were able to get it set up, but it wasn't easy.
Moen.
Rhythmic Mike. Rhythmic. We yawned simultaneously, probably a Morgan yawn, I imagine.
Rhythmic. I like that name. I like Mowen's comment. I've got a 20-year-old a wired cassette CD player at home. I can know how it That's right.
Hey, dude, I was overhearing. I wasn't eavesdropping or anything, but I listen to vinyl at home, and I smoke a little Chiba, so I kind of know things. I'm hip, I'm cool, I'm with it. Anyway, let me serve these 5,000 people real quick, and then I'll get right on it.
It sounds like a comedy, this wedding. Anyway, we talked too much about this wedding. Simple says, James, you've got this. It's just a matter of time. You are an expert. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Also, follow the comment recommendations on putting on some more armor and using that sweet Havel. And then Simple follows up with...
I guess, yeah. I'll read this one. My quite obvious tip. I know you were entertaining us with that wedding story, but you were overcommitting the whole time. This fight is more about getting 2 or 3 hits at most, and then getting the hell out of there. Otherwise, it's extremely easy for him to just tangle you with his legs. You have to get a grasp of the timing, of course, and learn the patterns. You keep getting hit by the same moves. Frontal charge, man. If you didn't have time to outmaneuver that one, remember to roll into him once he's upon you. Okay. The first time I beat him, I basically focused on one of the hind legs, which gives you a really safe spot to get some hits in, as well as having a good view of when the fire windup starts. At which point you either try to get the hell out of there, or move enough and reposition with your shield facing the incoming fire, as opposed to having the blaze shower on top of you. As soon as you feel you've started running, it's too late. Just abort and face the fire with your shield up. That's a good tip. This tactic does less damage and takes more time than focusing on its head, but it's safer when you're unsure of his attacks. You can technically focus on the head and get him to loop frontal attack patterns, but it takes more skill. This doesn't mean you can't get a hit or two in the head when you have a chance. The key is always adaptability, but try to have a great game plan before you go in. Cheerio! Okay, so I really appreciate that comment. I wanted to fight him and just hit his legs, but Morgan was coaching me to not hit his legs and not even bother hitting his legs, only headshots. And I feel like if I would have gone in with that tip in the beginning, simple, I think I would have done better. I don't want to throw Morgan under the bus, but I think I needed tips like that, like face the fire with my shield instead of try to run away from it. But Morgan was really caught up in the way that he would do it, which was just always make sure you've run away before the fire hits you, and just make sure that you've always got headshots coming in at him. But that's not me. I'm the kind of guy that hits the legs and needs to turn the shield facing the fire instead of run.
You know what's a horrifying thing to think of? Sorry, but it's that story that Morgan was saying about how he set up his car with the bungee cords. Do you remember
did
that?
You hear what happened with that?
Yeah. When I heard what happened, I was just like, imagine if someone opened your thing and you were in the front seat. That's like a horror movie. You're the one that gets your head like smashed, like ripped off. It's like, bleh! It's just like, way to go, dude. Keep living in a van down by the river.
What happened there? I'm not aware of this.
He hooked up his review mirror to like the back doors of his van, which are fucking powered, so they're just gonna like saw one day open up on their own or something. Like he's gonna accidentally click the button in his pocket. It's like, he's like, and he's just like, it ripped the fucking review mirror out of the goddamn window and cracked his window. And that was the thing he's worried about. Like, can't believe I cracked my window like that. It's just like, no, dude, you almost decapitated your goddamn self.
Sorry,
just threw a fucking review mirror in your goddamn face.
What?
Such a pretty looking man. He's gonna ruin it like that. Stupid.
Sorry, I don't normally consider Morgan to be a stupid kind of guy. But sorry, what was he doing? Like,
he needed to put curtains up so he could sleep in his car. And
okay.
To fight his decapitated body. Oh, thank God, the curtains went down. We can see that.
So he's used fucking bungee cord.
I want to be able to sleep outside and use 5G. Do I come off like a creeper at all? I eat vegan. I very care about these things.
Bungee cord is really fucking powerful. Like, why bungee cord? Why not just hang up?
I don't exactly know what he was doing. I think it was some sort of like a canopy on his car, and he used the bungee cord. And he knew going into it, as long as I don't open the door while this bungee cord's attached. And the very first thing he did was he opened it and it slungshot this like hook from a bungee cord and just shattered his windshield. And like when I heard that story, all I could think of is what Zach was saying is like, if that would have just gone into his eye socket, like it could have killed him.
Yeah, or at least then he's a single man in a van. Like, if I drove by him, I'd be like, good luck, fucko. Like, sorry, I'd like to be a good Samaritan, but whatever you just did right now and what's up with your fucking face, I'm not
There's
dealing
blood
with that.
Out of your eye hole, sir. I can't pull over my car and help you.
Don't worry, I'm vegan, I'm vaccinated. I don't give a shit. I will call the cops, but that's the best you're going to get. Thank God you're able to get out of your vehicle. Dear God, that's the thing.
I'm so sorry. There must be better ways to put curtains up than fucking.
Exactly. That was why.
I don't think it was curtains. I think it's a canopy. I think it's something to like kind of. I didn't really understand it.
No, because I remember listening because I think you kind of misinterpreted too. It ripped his rear view mirror out. It's not that the bungee cords then shot and broke his front mirror. It ripped the rear view mirror out, which then also shattered the glass. So it's like not only is the glass destroyed, also his rear view mirror was ripped. I mean, that's a twofer. Like that's one or the other. You know, that they both happen. They both happen. But that thing becomes a projectile as well. It's not even just the bungee cords are like being shot somewhere. It's like a review mirror was ripped off of your glass and like thrown. as so. Just like if he was driving, I mean, obviously the doors don't accidentally open. God knows. Fucking Teslas do that shit. Everyone thinks Elon Musk is a fucking genius. Tesla fucking shit falls off all the time. And people are like, ooh, my car died in the middle of the highway.
Well, I mean, even if you
itself.
just, like got rear-ended and it just popped open or whatever, like they couldn't
Exactly.
But is
Cooper,
the
just a little tap? It's like a fucking boop, and it's like dunk, and it's like a terrible comedic.
I don't understand what he was putting up, whether it was curtains or a tent or whatever the fuck. Like bungee cord is serious stuff. Like what you don't need bungee cord to do whatever it is he was trying to do.
That would be the horror thing. He'd get little butt tap from someone behind, then that whole thing would happen. The person would get out of their car and be like, "What's up, dude? What's up? Why are you? You're not gonna get out of the car? We're not gonna talk about this. I gotta call up your window." And like,
gone. Yeah, he's just like a minor fender bender. He's just gonna swap details, and his fucking head's just missing because the bungee.
I killed a homeless man who's living in a van. I'm just gonna get in my car and fuck off. And then GameFront, we're gonna be like, well, we have the head of Morgan now in a jar, and he'll be like, my life is much better now. I take up much less space. Oh, we're playing Phasmophobia. Kill me.
Now here comes El Scorcho. I'm sorry. Did you want? I can't talk about Morgan's near-death experience anymore. It horrifies me and scares me.
Exactly.
But El Scorcho offends me. He says James is atrocious at storytelling. He needs to figure out which details are useful to understanding the story and which are useless and can be left out. Well, here's the problem. Usually, 8 times out of 10. I'm not fighting Mitter while I'm telling a story that is extremely frustrating.
8 out of 10.
Scorcho.
Most people enjoyed the story. That seemed like it was a bit harsh from El Scorcho there, to be honest.
Well, it's just like now we've still kind of like we've circled back to the story to get a couple more details, and we'll probably tap back into it once something else triggers it.
We should probably. Anyway, 2Vlog says. I haven't watched this channel in 2 years, and I'm so excited to see that you're still making Dark Souls playthroughs. I had some of the best laughs watching James play through Dark Souls 1. Good memories. Should we... I
think he deserves something better than that, right?
Too appropriate, but welcome aboard seems the most awkward.
Welcome aboard? No.
It doesn't make it...
Welcome back seems the nice thing.
Yeah, let's be nice.
Let's not burn the bridge that we've just built.
Exactly. And then finally, Danger Dad James, instead of losing over and over, you should just try winning. Now, that's the high-level advice that we should have had from the beginning.
I don't know why Morgan didn't say that.
Yeah.
Where was Morgan with that tip?
All he has to say. I feel like I need to take that into account with Danny. Danny, have I said that to you lately?
I mean, to be honest, no. But if you just said that to me when we'd been playing Danny Souls, we'd probably have finished the game by now,
It's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so instead of losing over and over, you should try winning.
Yeah, my mind is blown. Frankly, I'm so excited.
Never
to play.
took that to.
Yeah.
Let's get to it. Let's do this. Let's do it. Oh God.
It's 12 minutes time. We should.
I really want to play this game. I'm sad that I wasn't with you guys to enjoy it.
I mean, you can hop on with us if you like, because we haven't really achieved anything yet.
It's true.
You've played for 4 hours and you haven't done anything yet?
We've played for
3 hours. We have no idea.
Excuse me.
Oh, sorry.
We've played for 3 hours, not 4. I just want to get that out of the way.
Oh.
Okay. Well, if all 3 of your videos are an hour and 12 to an hour and 15 minutes long, I'm going to round up to 4, Danny.
Okay, you've logic bombed me there. Yeah, fair enough. All right. Oh, shut up now.
I'm looking at my notes, and they're really pathetic. But yeah, we just started taking notes.
Well, you know what? Maybe you guys should bring me in for that 4th hour. Maybe I think it would be kind of fun. This sounds like the kind of game that I would really excel at because I'm constantly thinking about the time loop.
Oh, and I was gonna say your wife keeps secrets from you.
Maybe I wouldn't know because
maybe she's constantly knocking on your door. Yeah, right. Oh.
Unless Erin's bad at keeping secrets, then you wouldn't know if she was keeping secrets.
God, wouldn't that be adorable though? She just like sits down next to James and everything she just got to tell him, just can't help it. I just farted.
Anyway,
that was the most lighthearted thing I could think of. Okay, was farting.
So thank you. Well, I find that very offensive.
I'm sorry.
I would have preferred you find something lighter.
I can't believe just how roasted. You know, I feel bad for
Made a
you
poof.
today, James. I mean, you get roasted most fan mails, but today people are just like Mal in the chat just said, "Yeah, we really need James to be part of a game that requires good memorization."
Yeah. I don't know. I guess what people don't realize is you think that it's just here at the GameFront videos, but everywhere I go in life, I get roasted. I can't go to the grocery store without somebody skewing me. Well, it doesn't matter though. It doesn't matter. Zach is a real boy said first, and he didn't get anybody saying any snotty comments. If I did something like that, it would be like, "Oh, why don't you, go F yourself?
Jump off a bridge."
It's this
Jump
kind
off
of.
a bridge."
I just want to say it's this kind of low quality spam that you've,
Yeah.
to get this top commenter, quote unquote.
That's for you,
quotes.
GameFront. That's for you. All my love. I don't go to any other channels.
Imagine the last time you kill your wife and try to walk out the door, then the day never resets after that. That's the fear you have when you're living in a time loop, is that this is the time the loop is going to end.
Yeah, the one time you go batshit, like, is the one time it doesn't reset.
Yeah. I made it past. Oh.
Try to explain that to the chief of police.
Yeah. You know what? If someone ever tried the argument, that would be, yeah.
I'm here to talk to
That
the
would
commissioner.
be, you know what? There's all these movies about people living in time loops,
Groundhog Day.
But what if the movie instead started with just this horrific act, and then just like you never see the time loop, but it's just them dealing with the fact that they were in a time loop, and nobody believes it because now they're not. It's like, well, usually at midnight the day would restart. I had done tons of crazy things.
Oh, yeah. And just starts okay.
But it just starts like you don't get the sci-fi element of the time loop except for somebody dealing with the repercussions of no time
I was
loop.
gonna say, so you've taken the time loop out of the movie pretty much and just made a movie that has repercussions. Like, there's no time loop. Imagine it's just the movie continued.
Yeah.
So the only thing in their head, they're like,
the time loop, but not
darn it. I really would have liked to restart that, but I guess I got to continue on with this. I'll try to explain it to everyone else. I was in a time loop. Now I'm not in a time loop. There's no time loop then, I guess? It was the one time.
It doesn't make any sense.
This doesn't make any sense, but my wife's dead over there, and for gibsies? My bad.
Does anybody know how to restart a time loop?
Yeah. There you go. Oh, so then they're like, how do I get back in the time loop? It's the opposite of Happy Death Day, then. This is a concept that's blowing my mind. Maybe it's bigger than I can grasp. That's great. Okay, cool.
All right, so scroll a little further up so we can begin the first before the replies here.
Sorry, yeah.
So, Amazing Jays, overall, I felt part 3 was still an entertaining watch. You guys coming back, not having fully remembered what you already tried to do in part 1 and 2, was a bit of a raffle. I won't give any more hints or feedback without your permission, but if you both agreed that you want me to help narrow down what it was in video 2 that was close, I can tell you things like which half of the video it occurred and whose idea it was to try the thing that almost succeeded, and then you can go sleuthing. Impossible to say when someone else might decide to give an even bigger clue in the video comment and blow the whole investigation wide open.
That'd be the best part. You join us and then you just immediately solve it. Oh, guys, it's obvious. Done.
Yeah.
Checkmate.
So the next couple comments, I was when we were playing,
poking and prodding, trying to figure it out.
Not exactly. We noticed that there's a plant pot on one of the sideboards, right? With like a plant in it, and as we kept looping around, the plant would keep like willowing away and dying. So
this is a we thing. This is a we thing now.
Yeah, we both noticed this, right?
Did we now?
All right.
I feel like only one of us was like, "Let's water the plant."
You didn't know. You didn't notice it was dying. You were just obsessed with fucking watering the thing for no reason. That's a difference.
I just wanted to fucking water that thing.
Just like I really like horticulture. I want to water the plant.
I want to keep things alive, man.
Whatever.
All right.
Anyway, so we noticed this plant was kind of not in the time loop almost. It was just like dying even when time kept. Anyway, so I was asking whether that had anything to do with anything, and Jay's just says no, it doesn't. So we got excited about nothing basically, and then
Well,
we won't read this
it
one out.
shows something, right?
'Cause
Oh, we won't.
He's put a spoiler further down below.
Oh, okay.
We don't want to read it. So
No.
Kamikaze.
No, okay, go ahead.
Ah, yeah. Well, the Boyles make their return here with their first life in true Their first life in true to form in 10,000%, playing an RPG for the first time. Spirit. Am I reading that right?
I think you are, but it doesn't make any more sense.
Anyway,
maybe it's a clue to how you beat the game. And then Kamikaze Ice comes back in. If you're stuck in a 12-minute loop, do you never have to poo-poo wee-wee?
I'm
I
going to
guess
say
no in theory.
Yeah, I mean no, because you don't eat, you don't sleep, you don't.
Wouldn't it suck if at the beginning of your loop you had like emergency style, like had to go to the bathroom?
You guys, Dumb and Dumber.
So the first thing you do every time you loop around is just you need to go take a big dirty shit.
That's what they need to do. Is
but you're at least a 5-minute walk from a bathroom.
Yeah, it just sounds like torture, to be honest.
No,
well, I guess I know what you do with the plant then.
Yeah, I was. You gotta let it die.
Having said that, like if you're the one going around in the loop, oh sorry, yeah, no, I was just gonna say if you're the one going around in the loop, then you're retaining your memory as you go around. So then would you also retain everything? So yeah, so would you actually need to eat, drink, sleep?
What if we kept drinking a bunch of water in the game and find out if we just wet ourselves? But I think that is an interesting game concept. Like same idea, 12 minutes, but it's like you only have a certain amount of time to get to the toilet, but you have so many things in your way and you have to figure them out. And it's just like you're constantly like every time you shit your pants, you're starting it back over the loop.
Talked about this game before in GameFront videos, and maybe nobody's really remembered it, but it was a game I loved a lot. It was called Oops, Don't Shit Your Pants. Have you heard of this game?
It does sound kind of familiar.
It was, I believe it was on Kotaku when I found it back in like 2009 or 2010. But it's a text-based game, and all you have to do is get your character to go to the bathroom before they shit their pants. And if you like say fart, it's like, oops, you shit your pants.
Yeah.
But if you say gently fart, it's like, okay, you've bought yourself another like minute of time to be able to text adventure through this. So it sounds similar to what you're talking about.
Yeah. Oh my god. A God tier video game.
It sounds like a very James video game, that honestly.
I remembered it. I remember playing it for a split second, I believe. It's like what was that other one? The running one?
You talking about Bit? I don't remember what one.
It was something like Quirt or something, I thought.
Oh, you mean Quap?
Quap, yeah.
I never played Quap. Yeah, I've never played Quap, so I think Quap is where you're controlling each of the limbs. In this game, it was a text-based adventure.
No, I know. I'm just saying they're like similar Flash or like very basic kind of.
Do you remember that McPixel game?
Yeah. Fuck yeah,
Was that text-based? What was that? I remember that, but barely.
That was like
point and click?
Yeah, point and click.
Yeah.
Almost like a hidden item kind of thing. I'd streamed that
Then Kamikaze Ice's final comment here is Danny's disgust at the idea of watering the plant. Who else is going to water it? Jeez. Danny, who do you think's going to water it?
Yeah. The wife we keep drugging?
Here's the thing. Yeah, exactly. We're in this situation where, like, this guy's constantly, turning up to kill us. Our wife has got some, like, really deep, dark secrets she won't tell us. She's about to get killed. We're going around in a time loop. Like, we're drugging our wife. We've stabbed our wife through the chest a few times. Like, all this shit's going down. And all Zach cares about is who's fucking watering the plant. And I'm like, I've got
relationships take work.
I have got other things to worry about than your, spider plant that you just, have abused.
It represents
I think
our
I could solve this puzzle. It sounds like these are all things that if you bring James in episode 4, we're going to wrap it up in a little package.
Yeah, a little package. Yeah. The tiniest little package.
It'll be a wonderful little bonerous, or whatever that thing was that we said.
Yeah, the small bonerous.
Yeah. Oh, goodbye to the Dark Genius because he's going, but I just want him to know before he leaves.
Bye, Dark Genius.
I've heard you on the armor. It's getting addressed, so don't worry. It's getting
There's
addressed.
no pun there. Is it? Is it really getting addressed?
It's getting undressed
Dress.
and then
It's
redressed.
getting dressed.
It will get addressed. Anyway, whatever.
Oh yeah.
All right.
So James, would you work on a weekend and join us for one of these tournaments?
This weekend I cannot, but
Okay.
I could next weekend. This weekend I'm going to be camping in Joshua Tree.
Ooh.
But
Cool.
Sunday night, you guys, I have a rehearsal Sunday for Mission Improbable, which we're coming back. We're coming back from.
Well, what if we
it'll be the
finish this
first-
really quick? Could we do an hour thing, or you gotta go?
I mean, I might have time for that. It depends on
Danny,
how fast
maybe?
we finish this.
Yeah. We can do that. That sounds reasonable.
Did you see that Danny's been streaming on Twitch?
I
Did you announce that,
did.
Danny?
I tried streaming the other day on Twitch, and it was actually not as bad as I thought it was. Somebody was
Heard
telling
you
me it
killed
was very. I was doing some golf game. The resolution wasn't very good, or I guess the frame rate wasn't very good.
Well, no, the frame rate and the resolution weren't very good.
That is it's a pretty taxing game, PGA
What?
2021.
Oh no, it wasn't PGA 2021. It was a different golf game. You've played two
was what it
golf
was.
games in a week. Oh, was it PGA 2021?
It was PGA 2021.
Lowered the
Oh,
graphics
okay.
down even more. Just the blobs.
It just looked different. I don't know what happened there then. I'll be honest,
so
I can't
let's
say I
go to
paid
the-
enough attention to it. Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, because I was about to say, what was that game you were talking about? But maybe you talk about it in this one. The golf game you used to play. I can't remember at bars.
I love the fact that we're tracking the death count here. James Heaney, March 23rd, 2012, makes it past the arch. Oh, excuse me. I'm burping while I'm talking. Makes it past the Archer with 218 deaths on his scorecard. Danny King, September 19th, 2021, makes it past the Archers with 203 deaths on his scorecard. This is crazy. I can't believe you're so close. I think you're going to be able to beat it in less than 500 deaths at this rate. Because I beat it with 504 deaths.
I wouldn't get excited, but it's possible, I guess.
I'd get excited, but that's me. I'm easily excitable. Call it a 15-point lead.
It's funny how a lot of people, not just on the number of deaths, but it's funny how people have commented about how similar my playthrough of this and your original one was with Mitch. It is like it's almost history repeating itself in a weird way. It's weird. Like it's almost like we've done exactly the same thing.
I feel like someone wanted to or didn't hate being there though.
You mean you hate being there?
No, you. It's sometimes.
Not all the time. I enjoyed the most recent one.
Just like a good relationship.
Not
all the time.
Yeah, there are some days that you happy and everything's going great, and then there are some
You
days
stretch,
that
you wake up, you turn over, you see my beautiful face, and then I burp in your face, and it's like, oh, he drank so many Bloody Marys last night. This is gross. Why did you? And I'm like, morning, sweetie. You want to make out?
Yeah, pretty much. I think,
Not making out with you, I'd be fine with that. It's the Bloody Mary thing that's really gross. Yeah. It's like such the nastiest thing to smell in the morning.
I need to start thinking about not wasting as many deaths as I have done. Like, because there have been a number of silly deaths, and if you're telling me that you got to the end of this with 504 deaths, like yes. if I was that close, like if I was 4 over, I'd be like, oh fuck, because there's at least 4.
It was pretty infuriating. I ended up having to shave my mustache over it. Over 4 deaths.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, Zach, have you decided on a punishment yet?
No, but that's not going to be it.
Well, why not?
Because you don't really even have a good mustache, and you're not going to grow
one
out.
You made him...
It's growing out quite nicely now. Have you seen it today? It's I'm growing my beard.
Like that teenager in high school. Oh, look at all the hairs are coming in here. Got my first pube.
What if it's to die is like? What if he has to grow his beard, and if he doesn't beat it in 500 deaths or less, then he has to dye it pink, like bright pink, and not forever, but just for a while.
I'd do that anyway. I'm not that fussed
Yeah,
about it.
I was gonna say. I was gonna say that sounds like something Danny can just pull off. He works at home, or pretty much. So
I mean, I have thought about doing purple anyway. Like, I wouldn't. I like purple. It's a
First
nice
of all,
colour.
Danny, here's a little trick from a guy named James. If
Yeah.
something like that sounds like a
it's-
punishment to other people,
yeah,
the
and
last
you
thing you
actually-
want to
yeah,
do
you
is say
should
that it's
agree.
instead
know.
what you'd be like, oh, I hate the color pink. In
Yeah.
fact, my family was killed by the color pink. And then you can have that as a punishment. But now that we know you like that, then we're gonna have to come up with something different.
yeah. So what
you're
color
right.
killed your family?
So I guess
Oh,
back to
that does
putting
not sound
ghost
right.
pepper flakes in
Yikes.
your eyes.
Ooh.
Oh, hey,
yucky.
did I ever tell you guys about the time, pepperoni pizza and chocolate sundaes killed my family? It was a horrific time for me.
Yeah.
I can't look at, pepperoni pizza.
I think it was
or-
they drove by in like a really nice Lamborghini, and they like
Yeah.
threw
Yeah.
really expensive like watches and
Yeah,
stuff
they
at
were
your
they
family and
were all
killed them.
wearing Rolexes, and they were
Yeah.
like, they were like going on first class business
I know.
trips to.
I
yeah,
know what
it
I'm gonna
was-
get to punish you now.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
Caviar killed my
All right,
family.
for parries, Amazing Jace goes on to say, for parries, I found trying to deflect their entire weapon hand rather than just the blade of their weapon has really improved my parry success rate. It looked like there were a few times where you got the timing right at the end. My camera's blocking it, so maybe you want to pick it up from there.
Oh,
There we go. But because maybe you were trying to deflect the enemy's weapon only, you were a little too far away and weren't able to deflect their hand. Sorry. In my experience, once you know to aim for their hand rather than the tip of their weapon, parry all the slow and medium attacks start to feel a lot easier. Additionally, making sure that you're close enough to deflect their hand will help you already be close enough to trigger the follow-up riposte. Riposte? Is it just attack animation?
Yeah.
That is a great tip. I did not know that. And I think that explains why I've had such problems deflecting things like spear attacks. It's because I'm trying to go with the tip of their weapon, and it's the hand, I guess.
Yeah. Parrying is something that I've been practicing, and I can't spoil it too much, I guess. But I'm starting to slightly get the hang of it, maybe with certain enemies.
I just see like a DoorDash order. Someone's like, "Your pizza's here." Open the door. Parry.
Pretty much just parry
And
the pizza straight out of his
riposte.
hand.
So I've killed a lot of pizza guys, but I'm getting pretty good at parrying. No brag, but I am going to jail.
Elmo no Mike, Spider-Man Danny Souls. Elmo no Mike. Danny can use the daggers to lure the enemies. Yes,
That's a
true.
good idea.
The Dark Genius, 5458. Large Feather. It's a fucking giant devil.
Large father?
Oh, Large Father. I thought he said Large Feather. What's he referring
What's
to?
so funny, this is so weird, is that's what I thought in my head I was reading.
Which
and then
is,
I was
yeah.
like, oh, I made a mistake. And then you
No,
said
we
it the
don't
wrong
summon
way
him.
too, Dan.
Oh, he's talking about the KFC.
Everyone will be
Please,
very upset.
Just
yeah.
just give me a
I decided he looked a bit like the KFC guy. Anyway,
Danny, has anyone ever paid you the compliment that you look like a bald Kevin Spacey?
is that a compliment? I don't know.
Mm.
And I don't look
I
like
guess that'd be
I
Lex Luthor, right? Because he played Lex Luthor. That's what's happening.
don't look
I
like
think you
I
just
don't
look like
think-
Jason Statham. I really do think that there's
No.
not much a
Agent
closer...
47.
Nobody thinks I look like Jason Statham either.
I think you look just like Jason Statham.
Let me see.
I've told friends and stuff that people keep saying, like you guys keep saying I look like
Of
Jason
course,
Statham,
they're
and they
going to
all
say you don't
no.
look like that because they're jealous. They
Exactly.
They want to look
There
like
is
Jason
no
Statham.
reason for anyone to be jealous of this. Trust me.
Well,
So
they're
what do you-
jealous
who-
that you
who do
look
your
like
friends
Jason
look like?
Statham.
no.
Who do your
They
friends
probably
look
all
like?
look like Danny DeVito.
I was gonna say exactly. Just a bunch of Danny DeVitos walking around. You're all like Jason Statham. Of course, they're like, no, you don't look like Jason Statham. You don't. You're ugly. You're so ugly, Danny King. Oh, I wish I was him.
Yeah,
He's such a
you
sexy
hang out with a
monster.
lot of DeVitos and Buscemi's, okay?
Oh,
You look like Jason Statham.
Exactly. Yeah, and then by compare, yeah, you are the Statham in their life, and they are gobsmacked.
Jealous.
Yeah, jelly. Anyway, show us that 10 pack.
Hey, Zach, I just discovered how to give advice on gameplay to Danny, getting the messages across. Put a smile on Danny's face. He played good. You didn't get aggro, and it's good for your blood pressure, and it all came in musical form. You start doing musical advice, and he plays better. I'm not sure I'm not sure I like that advice, because he did start singing at me at one point, and I guess it must have worked, but I'm not sure if I'd encourage it.
Just a chant, just like a soccer chant, right? Football chant.
Is this in reference to the soccer? Did you not start singing a song at one point as well, though? You were singing Danny Boy or something at one point, maybe, or
that's a good song.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't.
No, it's not for me. When you've like literally everybody's sang it to you at one point or another, it gets a bit old. Imagine if there was a song called "Oh James" and just everyone kept singing "Oh James" at you every time you.
Do you not think he like walks down the street and sees like people just doing it and like hears that? He's just yeah.
People
James
are always
Heaney.
singing as I
James
walk
Heaney.
by. People are always singing "Rockabye, Sweet Baby Baba Jane."
I like that.
Sweet Baby James.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Well, they put the baby bottom in there, and that's what I don't like about the song. They could just keep it the original.
I guess that works.
As a child, all I could think about was doing like James Heaney, James Heaney. He's no meanie, James Heaney, James Heaney.
That's a good
James
song.
Yeah, but that's my simple brain. I'm just like, I can make rhymes.
All right.
I always just assumed whenever you walked past somebody in the street, it would just played some like 70s slap bass. It was just like bow, chicka, bow, wacka, bow. I thought that it'd just be like that. If there was a soundtrack for you walking down the street. Anyway, sorry,
Elmano Mike has a couple more comments coming up. So the first one after that was, that place is the perfect place for Danny to learn how to parry, and if he gets a hold of parry, it would be game-changing experience for Danny. Then Elmano Mike comes in and said parry followed by a backstab. Yeah. Wait,
funny.
Why would you parry and then backstab?
So there's a mechanic there that I wasn't quite grasping. I figured out why that's funny now, but at the time I thought that was the right thing to do. You have to understand. I've only just this is the first time I've really been sort of dabbling in the world of parrying. So, I just assumed that. I now know that once you parry
them,
somebody,
you get behind them.
Well, yeah. But I now know that you can just parry somebody and basically do the same thing from the front, right? Like I get that now. But at the time,
and it's more powerful, I believe.
And it's even more powerful. But at the time, I wasn't fully aware of that mechanic, so I was just like, "Oh, I've parried him." So now he's just going to be like, I can get behind him now and do the backstab. I was like. Yeah, that's just me being a doofus.
So then there's a guide to getting good at parrying everything. That sounds like something that maybe I'll even go back to and watch later, but probably an inappropriate thing to stream.
Yes. And then Kamikaze
like
says,
our stream yesterday.
Well, yeah, everything we stream is inappropriate. Kamikaze says, I heard that reference and all I imagined was Heaney and the Brain.
Heaney and the Brain.
This is another good song for you.
Brain.
And Kamikaze comes back with, so Zach sees himself becoming a grumpy Morgan who will go live in a van 10 years and spend his days traveling the country playing Dark Souls. And now I'm imagining both of you in the same van a la Clowncore, a strange alt jazz band. Sounds fun. Okay.
You guys heard of Clowncore?
I haven't, but I'm going to check that shit out.
It's going to fucking...
Is it like a jazz version of ICP? Because I love the idea of ICP.
No. It's
but
like
the music
jazz...
I want to be more like jazz.
Okay, no. It's like jazz meets death metal. It's not at all your style. You're going to hate it.
No.
It's one of my favorite things. It's like...
How come there's no... And do they dress up like clowns?
Yeah, and they're in a porta potty. Yeah.
Well, the porta potty doesn't really do me. But I'd like to see a nice folk band or jam band dressed as clowns.
Yeah, I don't think they're a folk band.
Did you just look them up real quick?
I had a quick Google. Why dress as clowns though? I mean, a lot of people are scared of clowns.
That's what you're questioning. Why dress as clowns?
No. The Clowncore, I kind of get those guys' weird gimmick, but for James, why does James so badly want to see a clown folk band or whatever? I don't.
Well, I like I like the spectacle. That's why I like watching like a Flaming Lips concert. I like somebody that does over the top stuff. Like I love the idea of a Gwar concert. I just don't like the Gwar music.
Mm-hmm.
I want the special effects and all the pizzazz, but I don't want the aggressive music. I like gentle, enjoyable, melodic, smile on your face music. Give me Jonathan. Give me John Denver, but dressed as a clown.
Donovan, that guy. Oh,
I love Donovan.
I know, but I'm imagining him dressed as a clown because I think he's gone. He fishes out here a lot, so he's gone on our boat. But
I think Crispy AI has got some pizza pockets in the oven or something like that because he's saying this is going to take all night and
it's true, and we want to get to 12 minutes maybe.
Yeah, let's keep going. Let's keep going.
He's got places to be. He's got pizza in the oven. Kamikaze
That's
ice.
what the fan mail is now. It's like, come on, guys.
Yeah, everyone's cooking pizzas. Kamikaze
Even the
ice.
fans.
Even everyone.
Revolution, feel the Estes.
Simple. Didn't the Elite controllers catch a lot of flack for poor build quality back in the day? Might be mixing stuff up in my mush brain though. It might be true. I'm not going to comment on that for fear of triggering Zach. Kamikaze Ice, 33 minutes and 20 seconds. Look at right trigger light up. Block doesn't block when you're attacking unless you've got a thrust weapon, i.e. spears and rapiers. A Heaney favourite turtle weapon for the Turtle Club. Okay, good to know.
Makes me think of Back to the Future.
Yeah, and then simple again, backstabs are much easier to learn than parries for a new player. I would really focus on that as it's quite apparent that Danny has barely learned the attack patterns and timings of the enemies he's encountered so far. Cheers, mate. Keep at it. I'm not sure if that's...
Second, how are you doing this good if you haven't learned backstabs or parries and you're ahead of me in the... This doesn't make any sense.
I'm not that bad at backstabs. That's why I was doing backstabs after getting parries in. It's just more. Parries have been a blind spot for sure.
Even
they're hard. Parries are not easy.
Backstabs, he's not good at either.
I think I can do backstabs when the time calls for backstabs. They can. Whatever. Hello, El Mono Mike. Hello, Lee Bennett. Etc. Kamikaze. It's all that talk of wrestling chops. Oh god, not this again. Reminds me of the C-3PO trading card with a jump times 1000. R2-D2 noise intensifies. Does anyone know?
I don't know what that's talking about, but my guess is C-3PO was... There must have... I don't know. I don't even want to know, honestly. I'm not going to look it up. C-3PO's chubby.
No, you should. And there's a really fun meme that everyone should just find.
Let's go to Kamikaze Ice 5211. Zach, that's where you're gonna stand, Danny. Listen to Zach again, but imagine he just hit puberty. Raffle cakes.
Yeah,
what did your voice
my
break?
voice?
That's where you're gonna stand.
Yeah, it was pretty much that. That's where you're gonna stand, Danny.
I mean,
Kamikaze Ice. Then he says, if I had any musical talent, I'd totally make a remix of Zach's platforming king, Danny King. Mash up with the cat who meows. I'm Big Billy, the biggest wet willy. I'm gonna go clearly.
I don't think people are understanding that your little song was a football chant. To be honest, I guess.
Well, it's pretty much from Ted Lasso.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. So you've watched Ted Lasso, and that's where you've kind of got it from. But
yeah.
Yeah, I think
that's what's funny. The blue backdrop right now does make me think of Ted Lasso with James. James, you should show up in the 3rd season. You should see if you can get on that show.
Kevin was just hanging out with the guy that got the best supporting actor, and he said the guy is super sweet and super
that's Roy Kent.
soft spoken. Roy Kent. Roy Kent's the character name, but his real name is something else.
I know.
And and Kevin was, I guess he's a Jewish stand-up, which you wouldn't really. I guess you wouldn't really expect that, but he does stand up and he's really popular. And I guess over where you live, Danny.
Or Goldstein.
Yeah. If you manage to get a part on that show, that'd be amazing. You could come visit for one. I mean,
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's just one of the perks you could get. Is to see Danny.
Yeah, not that you'd want to do that.
So if you didn't have anything else driving you to try to get on that show, think about this: you could hang out with Danny.
I'd need a place to crash. That's for sure.
Yeah. Oh man.
Kamikaze says, I'm doing my job for the algorithm. Eating spam sandwiches while commenting. Some might say spamming. Nice, I love it.
And then Kamikaze says, I've been scared to see Mortal Kombat movies after the second, like the first, loved the miniseries with Michael J. White as Jax, Black Dynamite, and Spawn actor for the win. And then finally, if I remember correctly, there is one enemy in the game that if you parry them backstab, you will glitch them out and they will just stand there. Interesting.
Two things. I did not know that's what IIRC stands for. I am so glad that you said that out loud. Thank you.
Oh, I didn't.
It's one of those things
What was
that
it? What
I've
was
been
it?
too embarrassed to ask.
What is it?
I thought it was like internet chat relay or like relay chat. Like I had no idea what it was. Oh, don't tell Danny. Don't tell him.
Damn it!
I know something he doesn't know.
I'm so embarrassed.
Well, I mean,
if you have a chance, look up cake farts, though.
Wow.
No.
Oh, okay, I get it now. If I remember correctly.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that.
Saves a lot
and then
of
the
time.
Mortal Kombat movies. Did any of you guys see the new Mortal Kombat movie?
Yeah.
I thought it was okay.
Yeah,
I
it
still
wasn't
thought
bad.
the first one was the best one.
Yeah.
But I never
didn't
watched the mini-series.
Oh, it's pretty badass. But I would say that new character they added seemed a little lame. Cole or whatever. Can't remember his name. I started it again the other day, and I just was like, oh, I'm just going to go to the fight scenes. I don't care about this family drama bullshit. Scorpion has a son. And his son had a son. And this is his son's son, I believe. Or son's. I don't know. But his name's Cole, and he has gold armor that looked really freaking stupid, too. Anyway.
Just a quick mention for Jerry in the chat, who's struggling with some Unreal Tournament maps and stuff. If you go to the website, GameFront.com, and then just go on the community bit and just click on Discord and just ask in the support channel there, someone will help you out, my friend. I can't really do technical support on this live stream, but anyway.
Are you sure?
King, Danny King, he's the platforming king, Danny King.
All right, awesome vid. Would love to see more. Thanks, Pelagius. I'm down to play more of this game. I love this. I love this game. Morgan seemed to hate it thow.
Yeah.
But then afterwards, he said he didn't hate it.
Oh, maybe it looked like it was playing like shit on his PC.
I mean, I looked at the footage back. Well, I mean, the footage that Morgan sent us was in like 1 frame per minute for a kickoff. So that didn't help. And I'm sure when I did look at it though, like he didn't have it on very good settings and stuff. I don't think he got the full experience. Having said that, me and Zach played Phasmophobia again on a live stream last night, and I've decided I'm done.
I thought that was no.
I'm never playing it again.
I thought that was a video on demand popping up. I wish I would have known. I was driving yesterday though. Why would you never play it again? It looked.
Actually, we started to really get a good grip on it, and we were like, did we do like 3 or 4 in a row that we got right? Like we were really
at least 2 or 3, but we finally we got the right ghost. But then someone was like, "Let's do a big map." We start a big map, or we open in the lobby, or we go into a lobby. Or we opened a lobby, right?
No, I don't want you to put all of the blame of this onto me, because I said I wanted to do a big map, and you suggested we just open it up to like random
strangers. There's no way we were going to do a big map with 2 people. That's where he's like, because then when we opened it,
I agree.
The person had bought everything. 2 of them were like level, or both of them were like really high levels compared to our level 4. We couldn't even figure out how to talk to them for a while. And then when we did, sure, some things were said on their end that weren't very colorful, or were very colorful is the way to put it. But we learned a lot, not to do that again. But if James was to join...
I mean, okay, if we kept it in... I will play Phasmophobia again if we could have...
Thank you. I just loved the game. It reminded me a lot of like PT, but like... It looks cool. Like Monstrum I like, but Monstrum's not multiplayer.
Actually, now that we've got the hang of it, and me and Zach have like kind of figured this out, and we were really like nailing it a little bit. I think if we got more people in again, that we could actually like reasonably do something with, and not like offend everybody. And also pick a map that wasn't complete garbage.
We did also just get really lucky, I think, those first 2 times. And then you got real cocky. You were like bigger than your britches. You're like, let's go to the big one.
I mean,
because every other one we've been doing those maps.
We did 3 in a row, and I don't know if it was
literally the first 2 we did that we got right. I just want to make this clear. I'm sorry I'm wasting time, but were the first rooms. it was like the first room was the first time we got one right, and the second time it was literally the room next to it in the same house. Like it could not have been easier for us to just go in there and have it triggered and be like, oh, well, this is the room. And but we did start to get, how we should like throw stuff in there pretty quickly, like the journal and whatnot. But the fact we didn't have to walk more than 10 feet into the house.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
actually,
finding the right room early is helpful because it gives you a lot more time to figure out. Yeah.
yeah. So I think if we did it with James, yeah, it would be fun. And maybe we could find a fourth if Morgan wants to try again.
Yeah. Maybe.
We'll allow him.
Amazing.
What a
amazing
weird person to be on the ghost team, though.
Yeah.
I don't want to be here.
Amazing Jays, what a great idea. Comma. Glad you think so. The video was really funny, you guys. There is a lot of entertainment to be found in the 3+ player games where some/all of you haven't completely learned all of the game mechanics.
Totally agree.
Well, and the tutorial in that game sucks.
Yeah, the tutorial.
But it's
It's
early access. It's probably
Right.
Yeah.
But
it's
I feel like that's where Morgan should, or I mean, it's like kind of has a Dark Souls feel to it because of that. It's like you have to kind of figure it out. The lore. Oh, the lore videos that could come from this.
it's got a bit of a cult following going on because it's not the best game in the world, but it's got this kind of this like it once. I think I'm starting to get it now. Like once it clicks and you get it, like I get why people like it, but it's not exactly like the most well put together game in the world. Exactly, it's not terrible, but it needs work. But like I say, it's an early access, so I'm not throwing it under the bus. Dark Page wants more squad videos. I agree. I agree. It's great. We should do more of that.
Morgan really setting the mood on camera. Was his camera going really choppy also, or was it?
It was basically just a still frame.
Yeah.
It was bad. In fact, every time we cut to Morgan's camera, it was just a single image. It didn't actually it didn't actually move in any way, so we were just getting screenshots. Morgan's camera was just screenshots basically. Anyway, it was funny though. I left it in because it made me laugh. Kamikaze Ice, with how the video started, I was expecting genital jousting to pop up after the intro. Lol. Great party game for $7 on Steam. I left in the interesting stuff at the start.
That's good. My question is, could we get away with genital jousting online, or would we get flagged for penises fighting?
It depends on how you represent it, I assume. If you were using like balloons instead of actual genitals, you might get away with it, for example.
Well, no, there's a video game called Genital Jousting.
Oh right, okay. I've not seen it. Is it?
It looks like a little. I would not look it up because I'm not entirely sure if we'd get away with it or not. But it looks like genitals that are fighting each other.
I'll give it a quick Google.
But I would make sure that you're not showing.
No, you're right. I shouldn't have Googled that. Fuck me. That would not good.
Are you Googling it on Steam?
No,
you might get something different from a regular Google search.
I will check on Steam rather than doing a Google search. That was a bad thing to search. I'm glad I didn't do that on a tab. That was on the stream.
Yeah.
Bye-bye, everybody. Okay. Anyway, let's... Kamikaze Ice. Everyone, John Cena Wilson, show us your D. Oh, yeah, we were talking about... it was a guy, John Wilson. Perhaps the reason Morgie Poo couldn't see was that dastardly 48 hertz refresh rate. Is that the refresh rate he was playing at? I mean...
Isn't 48 hertz the sound? Wouldn't that be his microphone sound or something? Like, that can't be video.
I mean, video, you wouldn't want... why would you have a 48 hertz refresh rate?
I don't think that... I think that somehow... I don't know what that's in reference to, but I think 48 hertz is his audio.
Well, no, but he says couldn't see. So I think he's talking about video, and someone else mentioned he had 48.
That's what he's saying, but there's no such thing as 48.
Well, I mean, technically, you could do for. It's not like it's normally what 60, 50, 30, 29.95 or whatever.
Yeah, but you wouldn't call it like that. You would call it like FPS. You wouldn't say 48 hertz. 48 hertz is a very common audio term. Like 41 hertz, 48 hertz. Those are the.
Yeah.
Like that, you wouldn't do a screen refresh.
Let's click on the link and see what it's actually
Hold on a second.
I mean, it could be
Awesome.
that is correct.
Oh no,
Yeah.
he's actually got it on. Yeah, resolution 280 by 720 at 48 hertz.
What?
Why is he? Why? That is no.
How?
And then he has the gall to complain about the game being bad.
It's insane.
Well, I think because he was
48
playing. Yeah,
That
when
doesn't make any sense. Why is that even a preset? Like, why is that a preset for what resolution you'd want to pick?
I think
Who
when
has
you
48?
yeah, when you play on a Texas Instruments Pocket Calculator, this is the kind of options you'll be given. And yeah, it's I don't know. We need to get Morgan's. We need to get something sorted. Anyway,
James is wrong again, Kamikaze says. I guess so.
never mind. And then yeah, Kamikaze's next level first person experience at 35.55.
My guess is that's a Morgan clip. You guys want to take bets?
Just couldn't hear me.
No,
Weird.
Then I changed the settings back to where you guys said you could hear all the fan noise, and then everyone could magically hear me again.
I'm not
Joseph
sure
Johnson. To look at the reflection. Oh, I was gonna say, if you look at the reflection on James's forehead right there, it just has like a crazy glare.
I had an audition while I was in Sedona, and I had set everything up because it was a live audition on camera. And I had set everything up to be perfect in this room. And they had like wooden blinds in the room. So I had all the wooden blinds like slatted upwards so that the light wouldn't beam down on me. And it kind of gave the room a bit of like I wouldn't call it an orange glow, but that's what the casting director said she saw. So basically, I was all set for this like 2-minute audition at the most, and she sees my camera and she's like, "No, you look orange. You've got to open up your windows." I was like, "I don't think you understand. The sun is like about to beam down. You can see in that video what it's like when the sun comes through. It's just beams of light." So she's like, "No, open up the blinds. It's giving like an orange glow in the room." So I listened to what she said and I opened it up and it's just like a beam of light that splits like half of my body is like over like totally blown out white and the other half is like a shadow. And she's like, "Okay, that looks good." I'm like, "No, this can't. Like, is this really what you want?" And I had to have the audition like that. So instead of having a slight orange hue to the room because of it bouncing off of wood, I looked like I was what's that character from the X-Men series that's half black and half white? I don't know. I looked awful, but
I
yeah,
was
I don't
thinking
like
of well, you've never seen Star Trek, but there was like you know, those alien races that were in the original that were half black, half white. That in that one episode.
In the original like black and white series,
there was two alien. Basically, there was an alien race, and they were with makeup, like completely black on one side and completely white on the other, like stark black and white. And they were having like some big feudal war or whatever, and like no one could really understand like why. We were like, "Why are you guys feuding?" Like, "Oh well, this clan is like black on the left side and white on the right side, and we're white on the right side and black on the left side, and that's why we're at war." And it was kind of like a statement on racism, I guess. But that's what I thought of when you said it. Going completely off topic. Kamikaze is curious about your yoga ball because he wants to know why you're so bouncy.
I was gonna say I was sitting on Punker and she's trying to get away, but it's a yoga ball. It's a yoga ball.
Now here's the main event of the week. It's PGA Golf Tour 2K21. What did you think of it? Yeah, I think Zach's got some thoughts on the concept of your series, by the way. But
I thought the golf game was great. I don't usually play golf games, but I think I went into great detail about how much I loved the game Mario Golf in all of its iterations. I like playing golf with friends. There was like a bad dudes golf once. Actually, when I went into this game and started, I was like, I don't like golf games. I'm just gonna get this one over with. And not only did I enjoy that golf game, but it reminded me that it seems like I love all golf games.
That's quite a revelation, frankly.
Yeah, I didn't even come to that realization watching that, but after I recorded that video, I went back and played that game like 2 or 3 more times, which is very unlike me. And I even tried to do a stream of it. I was digging it. I like that golf game. It's hard.
Do you like golf?
It is so hard.
Like, do you like the sport of golf?
I had told a couple stories. I've only golfed in real life maybe 3 or 4 times in my whole life. Maybe only 2 times. No, 3, at least 3 times.
It's
but
like
I
I'm
told the
listening to
stories
the
already in there.
episode again.
Yeah, I told the stories in the episodes. I won't tell them again. I've only golfed a handful of times, but I do frisbee golf a lot, which has very similar rules. And yeah,
I
like frisbee golf.
apologize. I'll be honest, I didn't watch it.
You should.
I
It's a
don't
fun
blame
one,
you.
actually.
Okay, I will make the time.
Yeah.
I will make the time.
Tech for too long. Heenmeister. Any kids? Oh wait, I missed Kamikaze Ice. Golf with your friends is probably the only one I like. More like badass putt than golf. Yeah, that is a fun one. Heenmeister. Any kids yet? A dad with your personality would be hilarious. Great stuff. No kids, but I've played a dad in several commercials, and
Maybe
we always have to pick one, James. You've got to pick one.
I think I wish is the right one. I wish.
It sounds so creepy.
Oh, no.
Any kids yet? I wish.
And then you've got to put the heart and the thumbs up on it. Oh no.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a super commenter anymore.
Oh no. This is all.
And
funny.
then Zach says, "Nice try, Aaron." That's actually a pretty funny joke. And then Zach, the response from Tech 4 is, "Hey, ha ha ha, totally not an Aaron. Huge fan from back in the day with you and Mitch and James in that little office. And from the Midwest, unless you aren't that Zach. Not sure. Cracks me up, yo. Tech for long, it's me. Thanks for sticking with us." All right. That was a good exchange there.
Yeah.
Crispy AI, even Tad Wayward could beat James at this game. Who the fudge is Tad Wayward? Is he a golfer?
I'm going to assume so. That's a very golfing name, Tad Wayward.
I played golf with Ian Poulter.
That's another very golfing name. It's
Yeah.
like Poulter, Wayward.
And he said I did a really good job. But it was during a commercial for Cool Sculpting, and what happened is they didn't think we were going to be able to do it, but we had those like things that vibrate with a belt that go and it makes your whole body shake.
Yes, I know what you mean.
Well, it was just for a commercial and it was a gag, but they had us having our bellies like attached to this thing going, and we were supposed to putt a long putt. And they were doing just shots of us doing it, and I got it on my first try at a long distance putt. And Ian Poulter was like, "That was really good." It's like, damn yeah.
So he just assumed you were like. So he's like, clearly you play golf. Do you want to join me for some golf? And you being the guy you are, were like, yes, I'll join you for some golf.
No, that's not what he said.
I responded with damn yeah. Damn yeah, and Ian Poulter walked away.
Yeah. He's like, oh, this guy something's missing.
So
Damn yeah.
There is literally no results on the whole of Google for somebody called Tad Wayward. So I have no idea what Crispy Eye is talking about there. If you're in the chat, Crispy, can you
Wait, if you're doing that, then look up if Ian Poulter exists, because now we got to question James.
Ian Poulter's incredibly famous golfer. Like he's got Lamborghinis. He's crazy, and he was super nice. I'll say that much about him. I had never really met a golfer before.
Yeah, Ian Poulter is apparently a real golfer. Crispy Eye says it was a bit of James's in the vid, in response to the game commentary. So maybe you said Tad Wayward. I don't know where Tad Wayward's come from.
Maybe Tad Wayward was one of the people that I was going against. Like, you had to be top 50 in order to get like the winning thing to get to the next one. So I was in 144th place, which is the last place. So maybe Tad Wayward was somebody that was above me,
just
or
like
maybe
the
it
worst,
was one of the commenters.
Yeah, like one of the worst NPCs in the game, and
Chris AI then goes on to say, "I've got to say his short game is phenomenal," which is hilarious because I didn't really notice it during this video, but I've played this game a lot since. I'm terrible at it, and I'll be like stroke limiting often. But when I get like a putt that's like, like 6 feet away and I'll sink the putt, the game audio commentators is like, "Man, I've got to say his short game is phenomenal." It's like, so like if these were real commenters, they'd be like, "Get this guy off the grass."
This is right after he says it, you miss the putt.
Yeah. No, do I really?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's even funnier.
That's why it's great. It's just like I've got to say, yeah.
Well,
We're gonna be able to hear.
gotta say, his short game is
Short
phenomenal.
game is phenomenal. Hold on, here you go. And misses.
And this one's for quadruple bogey.
Oh well.
Yeah, because
Let's
you
take
also
a
were
look
like,
at
I
the
think I'm gonna
video.
get triple
All right,
bogey.
so-
You're all like excited about it too.
Yeah.
And it was
Hey,
just right there. You had it. You had it.
Do you play some golf then, Zach? You sound like you've got all the terms.
No, I just have a dad who likes playing golf.
Fair enough.
Don't we all have a dad who likes playing golf? I mean, one day James wishes that he'll be a dad playing golf,
I wish.
I wish.
or at least he has a kid around.
Or a golf club.
Oh, yeah.
So we made it through there, and here's this. Oh my gosh! That's
Finally,
another
yeah,
Dark
we
Souls
get
3.
to end the day with some more ranting about Madeira.
Gone with the Wind.
I get the tad
What does that
wayward
mean?
limit. I get the tad wayward thing. The shot was a tad wayward.
Really?
Yeah. So
Holy
somebody-
shit!
So the commentator said the shot was a tad wayward, which means that it was going the wrong way, and then you said who's tad wayward.
Well, no, Tad Wayward doesn't mean
That-
it's going the wrong way 100%. It just
Oh,
means
it's
a
going
little
off
off.
course. It's
right?
going off course. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's going to tad wayward. And then James suggested he might be being compared to a golfer called Tad Wayward. That's
was my
actually
own fault.
now someone's explained the joke to me in my small pea brain. That's actually quite
Yeah.
funny, but I should.
It was
really
for
watch
it was
the
for
video.
everybody, Danny.
Thank you.
We needed that too.
So Kamikaze's questions Gone with the Wind. I don't know what that's in reference.
It's a movie Gone with the Wind, isn't it?
No. I mean, I've read the book. I just didn't know they made a movie after it.
Yeah. I think
No, I
it's a
know the
couple
movie.
years
I just
ago.
don't know what they're referencing here.
Well, I mean, Kamikaze normally asks us at least once a week, like for our opinion on something or someone, film or actor related.
I've never seen. I'm actually kidding. I've never seen Gone with the Wind. I've never read Gone with the Wind. I'd be interested in checking the cliff notes before reading it because I've been told it's a long book. And before I get into a long book, I want to make sure I'm going to enjoy it.
Spoiled. I'm gonna read this.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I don't think I've ever seen.
Oh,
it
the
either.
title of this is from Gone with the Wind. This was
What's it called?
Oh yeah, well, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. Yeah, of course.
Oh,
yeah, that does make sense.
so two in a row jokes that or whatever things need to be explained.
Well, in all fairness, I made that joke. I just didn't know it was from Gone with the
Oh,
Wind.
boys.
Honestly, I thought that was from like Casablanca, which is another movie I've never seen, but I just know so many famous lines. Is Casablanca the movie that doesn't actually have the phrase "Play it again, Sam" in it, but everybody thinks it's in there?
Yeah,
I don't know.
maybe.
Those are two movies I've never seen. Because frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. That's from Gone with the Wind.
I didn't
thought
know
that
that, but I knew it was
I thought
from
that
an old movie.
Casablanca. I think it's
I
Casablanca.
thought it was Casablanca as well. I mean,
'Cause that-
I thought it was Casablanca too, but since I've never seen it, I wasn't going to die on that hill.
Well, okay. I'm just gonna Google it so we can all just die on some hill.
and apparently it was Clark Gable, Gone with the
Oh,
Wind.
it's Gone with the Wind. Yeah.
What do you know?
Oh, right, because she leaves him on the tarmac in Casablanca.
And he doesn't care anyways, so he says, "Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn," and she leaves. Thanks for spoiling it. I hadn't decided I was never going to read the book.
Well, no, that's Gone with the Wind. I'm talking about Casablanca, though. What does he say at Casablanca at the end?
Wait, I gotta
long.
get my bag.
Oh no, is he gonna play so long? Thanks for all the fish.
No,
That's-
that's Hitchhikers.
I don't think you guys know what you're talking about.
We'll always have Paris. Is part of
That
Casablanca.
is from no, that's from Dumb and
Here's
Dumber.
looking at you, kid.
Here's looking at you, kid.
The
We'll always
Mask.
have Paris. Kiss me if it were the last time. These are.
I
quotes from
think maybe-
Casablanca.
Con Air.
I think in the movie Casablanca they say uncultured bozos.
Con Air. Jesus Christ.
What?
Con Air.
Oh,
All
frankly,
right, all
my
right.
dear, I don't give a damn is at the end of Falling Down. Michael Douglas says it to Robert Duvall. It's like, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. And he pulls out a gun and he shoots him off the bridge or the pier. Spoiler alert.
I need to find a picture of
Did
it
that
for you,
happen?
Zach. But
Find a picture of what?
there's a barber shop in Manchester city centre, and it's like all done up in like Con Air theme. Like it's got the plane hanging off the front and all sorts, and it's called Con Hair rather than Con Air. It's it's pretty good.
Jesus criminy. What a unique way to theme a barber shop. Do they all wear like wife beater, like tank tops or whatever? White tank
Did
tops?
Nicolas Cage have like a very particular haircut in that movie?
Yeah,
Really
that's
long
the
hair.
only haircut that they do. Maybe, I don't know, but it's I
it's
don't
not
need
even
to
a
go in.
haircut.
So
His hair's just grown out. It's like he's been in prison.
yeah,
And it's like balding kind of, I think, if I recall.
yeah.
Oh my
it's,
god.
Tech for too long says echo. Oh, haha. I don't know. Was there an echo in that one? I know the audio was pretty screwed up in some of them.
yeah, this is the one where the audio was basically just
Yeah.
it was all clipping basically.
I had the same settings for Alchemy this, and I got just completely yelled at. Something was wrong. I didn't know. The problem is usually like nobody tells me until like we're recording or like until the time for fixing audio's passed, and then like, oh, did you know your microphone's blowing out? It's like, oh, well, could you have told me that at the beginning of the recording?
No.
I mean, when you're the one recording it, it's tough to know, isn't it? Like that's going to be your job, James, to check that.
Right, when you hit
Whatever.
record, someone calls.
Like,
you're
why is there
blowing out
nobody
the mic.
here in my apartment with me to tell me that my audio's blowing out?
This is the exact thing. We record 2 episodes of Alchemy this every Wednesday, and in between the 2 episodes, we take a 10-minute break. So we recorded an episode, and then after the first episode was over and everybody was taking a break, like just before we started the second recording, somebody was like, "Oh, hey, I just want to let you know your microphone was blowing out the whole time you recorded that episode." And I was like, oh my God, like we hang out for like 10 minutes before we record. You couldn't have mentioned it before we recorded anything. So then I'm like rushing through trying to fix it. And this was the day after that recording took place. So yeah. And then I haven't actually heard the recording yet, but I was told by the sound engineer that I just sound like shit and there's nothing that they can do about it.
I think Morgan's in the chat. He wants to know why you're jittery and bouncing all over the place because you're on a yoga ball. Basically.
I'm sitting on Punkert. Come on, Danny, stop giving away
secrets. Sorry. I think
Punkert's trying to get away. She can't bear my weight.
Kamikaze Ice. Heaney equips winged knight armor. Heaney, why does it have wings? He would have known why that armor had wings if he had just made his lore videos.
Sick burn.
He's got you there. He's got you there.
I mean, you can't argue with the logic of it.
Yeah. Dark Page says, I believe in James Heaney. Okay. Well, I believe that your beliefs will help me persevere.
I believe that'll be Dark Page's last message.
I love how Morgie Poo says he spent hours on Mitter, and James has an existential crisis and is already subconsciously admitting defeat. You can do it, James. Stop thinking you cannot. Oh, thank you. This is the mindset that's preventing you from winning all things. #/ slash hugs.
#. I'm not taking drugs.
And then Kamikaze says, get Mitter to 50% and I'll tell you the name of the spell that will help you out of pity. You're improving despite you thinking otherwise, which is why I have not said the spell name thus far, and I don't want to spoil your learning. Then the Darkest Dragon says, he knows the spell, Oral Decoy. Yeah, I know the spell. I wasn't ready to start cheating and using Oral Decoy yet. But it's a matter of I have to do Hush, Oral Decoy, and Hidden Body in order for it to work, is the problem. Heaney Star Trek lore? When? Waiting for Monday fan mail. Are these replies to something else? Or is that it?
No, I think, Heaney Star Trek lore when waiting for Monday fan mail. You can't make the drop by the ladder, but you can make the drop to the boss. Boggles.
Yeah.
Or I should say,
Isn't that crazy?
hashtag Poggles.
Hashtag.
That's the new name for that character. I think Morgan's still confused by the fact that you sat on Punker. We'll explain it to you later, I guess. Oh, you'll see it for yourself when you come round to his house, I guess. The Darkest Dragon says, James, we will push you down the well in Bajula to help you cool down from all this fire. James, if I was you, I would avoid this boss till the very end of the game and redirect your path to the rest of the game's DLC areas you have not done yet for a small change in pace, I assume that's supposed to say. But if you are going to keep fighting him this week, then I'd try Flame Resistance Ring. I was about a month and a half behind in Dark Souls 2 and Dark Souls 3. Have only been able to keep up with Danny Souls, but I'm finally all caught up and can comment again. Whee! The freedom! James, over the last year and a half watching you play this game, you, sir, are my favourite Soulsborne player of all time, even over the legend Epic Name Bro.
Oh my god! I don't know if you can tell that I'm blushing, but that's quite the compliment. Thank you, the Darkest Dragon.
Isn't that quite the compliment, Danny?
It is.
Yeah, I assume Epic Name Bro is like the big Dark Souls YouTuber, Twitcher.
He made some really good lore videos.
Does he make some really good lore videos? James, are you going to do some
That's
lore
what he's
videos?
known for, is his lore videos.
Yeah, I think I know somebody you might be able to do better.
Well, that's the problem,
lore
is
videos.
like the lore videos that he did are so good. It's like, why even bother when somebody's perfected it? It's like, oh, let's remake, I don't know, Willy Wonka. It was done right the first time.
Like
Tim
it's
Burton
like
did
saying,
it right.
let's remake Casablanca and let's just put in like phrases from another film. And no, I mean, I don't know, James. I think you should improve upon, take and reiterate. I think you should.
Yeah, so like
Maybe.
Tim Burton did.
Maybe.
So that's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Chocolate.
Factory.
Charlie, the Chocolate Factory.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
mean,
Wicked
all
good
right.
chocolate. In
Your
fact, I
big-
got some in my pants. Let me get some chocolate out.
People are saying in the chat that your big brain will be the big difference. So
So then we get the next one. I think this is Nick. Nick says, I watched this video. Please notice that I'm capable of leaving nice messages, even when the video itself was a hot garbage sandwich with a needlessly large filling of inventory management. Make that vegan for lentils' sake. Also, James, please visit the blacksmith and check your weapons and look over your various infusions. You can see what the numbers are, but it seems like you don't actually consider what you're seeing, relying instead on somebody telling you raw is good. Just look at the numbers. They are provided. Okay. Well, the problem is that while I can see the numbers, then I don't know how to take into effect what is Mitter, what's his defense against like. Like, if you have 1,000 damage in fire, but he's invincible to fire, well, then maybe fire's not a good sword, no matter what the number says. You know what I mean, Nick? That's what I think.
That's
Neolite.
Eeny thinks.
Maybe you should try using miracles like Lightning Spear / Arrow. It will make hitting his head a lot easier, and they do more damage than your raw sword. And since Mitter is weak to physical damage, which is what you lack, lightning is your only option unless you respec. All right. The Dark Genius. It's been a month with no DS2, and I'm sad, QQ. That's coming today. Morgan should be able to, chime in, but he's supposed to be here at 2 o'clock when street cleaning ends, and we're going to record in-person DS2.
Pelagius.
Pelagius.
It's not too far from now.
Uncontrollable chaotic force finally ran into an immovable object. I will not be surprised if James loses the remaining 270 windiths on Mitter alone. Ugh, I don't like that. Prisoner Chain is effectively a +15 ring and should always be on. Stats gained make up all downsides. Okay, well. Okay. Simple. I'll watch 6 videos of this. Just don't put spoiler on the title when you eventually beat him. Okay. James' audio quality on this one was rough. Yeah, it was. I'm sorry. Not as bad as people listening to Alchemy this week. I wonder what they did. I wonder how they handled it.
They just cut you out completely. It's just like silence.
I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. It was bad though.
They just sit a chimp down in front of a microphone for a little while and record. No, I'm just kidding. But like,
I mean, actually, it wouldn't surprise. Like, I'm surprised they didn't ask me to re-record my lines. Like, I probably could have. It's not in
That's what I was
the
thinking, like-
spirit of alchemy. This, but whatever.
if it's
48, 45,
Yeah.
18. Morgan, he's a dancer. Me, you must obey the dance commander. Name that song band.
the song
know
is it's slashed out though. I think it just means band.
Oh. Imagine Morgan's solar system where everything is dummy proof. What's that mean? Zach?
Oh, damn! What was I? Oh, because you were making because he bought a solar panel system or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So he was making comments about it being dummy proof or something. I don't know. And then so you guys
Makes
were
sense.
making
When
fun of
you
it being
said
a
solar system, which actually is funny because I think the first time Morgan told me about his solar system, I also took it with like you're saying, but yeah.
That's why I was kind of taking it like that because you
I
make
mean,
a
you can
remark-
buy a star, but can you buy a solar system?
Yeah, because then you also compared it to Men in Black, I think, like with the
Mhm.
and so
The
that's
marble?
yeah, it was kind of like the marble.
Yeah.
That's what it was. I was like, what was it? It's like a set of marbles that they're like hitting against each other. They're playing marbles, I guess.
Is this like a method to recharge his phone in the van and stuff like that? The solar panels.
Well, once he decapitates himself,
Yeah.
he's gonna need the van to stay on to like cook his body. That way, it can be then utilized in the world. Like this is the way he's giving back, I guess.
I was going
And
to
then-
say he's not put these solar panels up using bungee cord and some sort of elaborate pulley and
They're
lever
actually-
system. And
They're just on
it's
ropes, but he has to hold them with his own hands. He steers with his knees. And then he, plays video games with his dick.
Okay. Okay.
Moving
Let's
on.
move on before it's too late. Dark Page says, and it's not that I'm supporting this, but the first time I beat, and actually I think only time, I used a regen build that was Sun Princess, the Shield, Henri's Sword, or Blessed. And because it's a long fight, if you didn't get hit, you would recover a good chunk of health. Okay, that sounds like a viable game plan. Manjorn Thunder. I can't get over the fact that James keeps buffing at the bonfire and then sitting to restore MP, thus having his buff run out, rather than buffing in the boss room like a normal person besides Tears. Well, yeah. I figured that out, I think, by the end of this video, that I don't make it to the boss fight with it, but my hope is that I would have gotten like 1 or 2 hits off with the buff. James, how about going two-handed and the weight of the shield put it in armor so that those won't hurt as much? I don't know. I feel like I might have done that. I don't know. It's been a while. It's been like a week since we played this, and there's one more video that's not released yet.
No spoilers.
James seems to have developed some pride in his melee skills. It's a good attitude change from when he was playing before. Well, thank you. I do feel like I've gotten so much better at this game. The problem is I'm getting put up against things like Midder, so I can't show it off. Simon DG, I've never beaten Midder, so I can't give any tips, but I believe in you, James. Keep trying for as long as your sanity will allow, but no, there is no shame in walking away from a BS boss. Well, thank you, Simon.
Thanks for the tips.
Thanks for the tips.
Well,
Yo.
that's another fan mail in the bag. Done, dusted, sorted.
That took almost 3 hours, guys. That took almost 3 hours.
Actually 1 hour and 43 minutes, and hopefully we didn't, burn Crispy AI's. Maybe his crispy pizza was.
Wait a second. That was only 1 hour and 40 minutes?
Yep, 1 hour and 40 minutes. We did all that.
So we started at 11 a.m.?
I guess so. I can only tell you that the timer says 1 hour 43. Unless.
Oh, because you got cut off.
I
and it restarted.
I don't think I got cut off. Unless I did get
I mean,
cut off.
we got together at 10 a.m.
Yeah, which is 6. Oh, that is 2.5 hours ago. That is a very good point. Yeah. I thought we did it quicker than I don't know. I've lost track.
It's definitely mostly my fault. We should have a game plan of how to attack these in a better way, because I don't think it's not talking and having a conversation. But I also think that 3 hours might be a little too long on doing the fan mail.
There might be more.
I think everybody would enjoy. What if we did 1 hour, hitting as many as we could, and then did the second hour of us streaming some hot game like Phasmophobia?
Yeah, we could. There probably is more efficient ways to.
I did bring that up with Danny yesterday. When was it?
Listen, you keep bringing it up.
Back for Blood.
But
I know you're Danny.
Here's what we should. Yeah, no, but Why does everyone run things through me? Like, I have nothing to do with me.
You're the company man.
I am not. No, we're
supposed
to be all in this as an equal. We're supposed to be all in this together. You know, one for all and all for one, and whatever.
No, I'm like D'Artagnan or whatever. I'm just being brought in.
Yeah, you're just a tea maid, but that's fine.
Thanks.
Or the coffee maid, I should say, because you do provide some very nice, or at least it smells nice, coffee.
It's just it's sounding so much better if you keep talking.
Sure. Have you got a shovel that I can just dig this hole a bit deeper with?
Nah, I'm just going to empty a bag of coffee out and shit in the bag and send it to you. Here's your coffee.
You know, people will pay good money for that.
So good. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, there's a business there.
Yeah, I'm going to get on it.
Rude.
Yeah.
Or locally on the Kona farm in something Hawaii.
Kona farm.
Kona. All right, cool. Cheers for tuning in, everyone. We'll be back next week, I guess. I'm going to continue my daily live streams of the Mystical Ninja, starring Goman. It's been fun. I'm really into that game.
It's pretty cute looking.
Yeah, I think you'd like it if you played it from the beginning. I think you should. Play through it yourself. No, not yours. Not your cup of tea.
Nah, I'm good. I'm having fun watching you. So
fair enough.